Guys really have to call it nice. Well above average temperatures, but no records. 62 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, nice evening, but temperatures drop off quickly, and 39 for the low. On Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, 59 degrees. Clouds take over Wednesday night. Thursday, periods of rain, 59 degrees, and that rain will come to an end late Thursday evening. The cold air doesn't come in until the weekend, and even then it's nothing extreme. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Right now it's a blue sky, up to 60 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS 104.1 FM KMOX. Happy Tuesday to everybody. No more Happy New Year.
All right.
It's just 2026.
All right.
Just is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you guys have that thing where it usually only happens once to me per New Year, but when you go 2026, the hell?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, having been born in 64 and been sentient in the 70s and been raised on science fiction like the show 1999, where we're clearly in deep space.
When was that show on?
Probably 80s. Yeah.
Man, they were aiming high.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it was always like that. I mean, Twilight Zone, I get. Twilight Zone was early 60s. But Twilight Zone was always like, in 1984, you know,
Yeah.
this and that. And, well.
We will have flying cars.
Yeah, the flying car thing, I feel like that's the like chocolate milk in the fountains in grade school.
Yeah.
I just don't see, I mean, maybe 200 years from now, I don't even know how we're going to have self-driving cars, like on the same street as normal cars and everyone feels safe. So for flying cars, man, those things will be falling out of the sky, at least for the first 20 years or so, just falling out of the sky willy-nilly.
You think?
Am I the only one who doesn't even really want a flying car?
Maybe.
Like, who cares?
I mean, I don't really want one.
Yeah. I mean, is it
prefer
going to
not
go
to have one.
significantly faster?
I think
Is
they
that
were.
the-
I think they were cool. Like when I was a kid, like the concept was super cool. But now, with all my fears,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's just asking
Man,
for trouble.
Get me out of that traffic.
yeah. But you're just gonna be in traffic up there.
That's all right. There's more space up there. No buildings up there. No land, no parks, no neighborhoods. You just fly right over it.
Well, see, that's
Although
even
there
worse.
may be restrictions, right? You might
There
have
has to be, because otherwise you're
You
just
just fly into people's homes.
you're just whipping all over the place.
Yeah.
Dave says they plan to have flying taxis in L.A. for the Olympics.
No, they don't. Shut up.
Yeah, they'll be. Yeah, they will. They'll be called helicopters. They'll just have helicopters that say taxi on the side.
Do we have a Winter Olympics coming up?
Yeah, Milan
And when is that?
this winter,
It's February
2026.
6th, I think it
I'm
starts.
sorry, not 20. Yeah, this coming.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
like
cool.
like a month from now, I think it
Yeah,
starts.
which is why the figure skating champion,
Yeah.
the qualifiers are here.
I've not been into the Olympics, summer or winter, for a really long time. But when I was a kid, it was everything. Like just clocking it every 4 years and track and field and boxing and ice hockey and all that stuff. I'm going to try and get into them this year. It'll be kind of fun.
Yeah.
And am I correct that this is the first year that pro NHL guys can play?
No, that's not the first time, but it's back.
Okay.
It kind of comes and goes, but yeah, they'll take the break this year, and I think it's happened several times, and it's kind of the same dynamic as what you get in baseball with the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah.
Where in basketball in the Olympics, you get the NBA players to do it. So
Yeah.
good time.
So, Dave, sick update. Last night, I don't know what time you texted me, Rach. It's on the DGS shared text, but it freaked me out because it was late enough that I was kind of getting a little bit sleepy. And then Rach texted and said that a respiratory therapist had heard my little rant about hearing demon voices in my head when I laid my head down on the pillow. And she said that it could be serious. I'm wheezing and I should go to the doctor. So,
Well,
it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
Thank you to Jared.
Thank
for
you,
sending
Jared.
That tweet.
So I did reach out to my doc. Haven't heard back. But yeah,
Good deal.
just a wheezer. But it did go away like it started last night because I got that when I was up, and then I went to bed and I was really dreading lying on my side, but I did, and there it was again, like the creaking door and the disembodied voices, in my head. But then it went away by the morning, so that's kind of good.
Good deal. One less thing to worry about.
The voices were like, "Oh no, he's on to us." We
Yeah,
better-
the demons are like,
He knows
Let's
what
settle down.
he knows what is wheezing. Well, you know who I ran into the other day over the break? The girls and I went to, where'd we go? Oh, Billy G's in Chesterfield.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Really good food. Jackie Smith, the tight end for the St. Louis Football Cardinals. Have you met Jackie?
oh, yeah, yeah.
What were you just
It's awesome.
doing?
I got blanked out. I was looking at our stupid screen, our chat. Yeah, he's it was the flying taxis thing.
Yeah, ran into Jackie.
Yeah.
I don't know how old Jackie is, but I wouldn't fight him on a dare. So I went up to him. I said, "Mr. Smith, my name's Dave. I'm a big fan." And then he said something like, "Oh, what do you do?" or something like that. I'm like, "Oh, I do a radio show on KMOX." And he smacked me in my chest, just like, "Hey, buddy." And it hurt. And then when I shook his hand, I've shaken a lot of big men's hands. I don't think anyone's ever hurt my hand like this.
He's 85.
Damn. Andrew, I told him we'd have him on the show, so if you can find Mr. Smith, I don't know if he has social media or anything like that, but.
I'm sure Tom has his contact.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good. There you go. If you know how to get hold of Tom Ackerman,
Just
we
show
can,
up at Billy G's.
we can get a hold of Mr. Smith.
Yeah, there's something about that hand strength thing when you're talking about certain types of athletes, football players especially.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, I used to do some alumni stuff for Miami with Hall of Famer Ted Hendricks. Played for the Raiders in the 70s, 60s, and 70s. Played for Madden's Raiders.
Yeah.
And he was a Miami guy before that, so he would do alumni things. And he's like 6'8". And, I don't know what he weighed as a player, probably 250, 260, because back then they weren't as big. But his hand, your hand will disappear inside his hand when you shake it.
Yeah.
And he used to short grip you on purpose and smash your fingers.
Man.
Damn it,
So
Ted.
you just had your mind went blank.
I was looking at
He's
that
drawing
screen.
a
I had a Dave where I got distracted by the
Right.
stream.
So I don't think I talked to you guys about this. I talked to someone about it who didn't seem to care that much. So it could have been you. But did I talk to you about what scientists say happens when your mind goes blank?
I don't think so.
Because we all know what that feels like.
Yeah,
And
I really know how that feels.
they did extensive testing. And first of all, we don't know what consciousness is. We just don't. We have theories, but no one really knows what it is, where it comes from, how it manifests, where it goes when we die. But the scientists did all these studies, and they said, we believe that consciousness shuts off during a brain fart.
Oh,
And you know how we now know, like with metrics in baseball and such, how many hundredths of a second it takes to
reboot.
perceive something
Oh, I see.
or to see something, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they said that they tested people, I guess, in the MRI or something. And when they would brain fart, they didn't see the physical stimula in front of them. Just didn't see it.
Yeah, I can identify.
Interesting.
Isn't that nuts?
I think what I'm learning here is that it's not my fault when that happens.
Yeah.
There you go. You lost all consciousness.
I'm like, hey, I can't fight this. We don't even know what my consciousness is.
I'm just a baby. My
Yeah.
consciousness shut off.
I don't know. I don't even know it's happening.
That's what I should. That's what I should do as a talk show host. As a talk show host, I've never really had like my catchphrase like Rush Limbaugh did. When someone like is arguing with me online, I'll just be like, "Me just a baby.
Just a baby. What do you want him to
Just a
do?
baby.
Me just a baby."
I lost focus for the second there, and it's not my fault.
Me not understand January 6th. Which, by the way, 5-year anniversary, right?
Yeah.
5 years.
Well, at least everything's better.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we had that one weird thing, and now everything's.
Everything's right back to normal.
I mean, it was a perfect day.
Oh God. God, Rachel, I'll never forget being in our old office, watching it happen. And my main memory is just when kind of the classic scene when all the Trump banners were up and there were like smoke bombs and stuff, and just being like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I remember seeing on Twitter that people were, giving Capitol Police some trouble, but I didn't really think anything big was happening. But then I was also watching a live stream on YouTube of something in the house, and everything just kind of stopped, and they came in and started evacuating people, and that's when I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And ran out to, we were at 97.1 at the time, and ran out to their like news area or, green room area, and started watching it on Fox, and the day progressed from there.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a scary day. It was a terrifying day.
Yeah.
It was a perfect day.
Well, it just
Day of
everything felt so out of control.
Damn. Yeah. To anyone that's paying attention, I honestly though, I had a buddy who was telling me that there's nothing happened there, and I sent him the video clips of like police officers being beaten. He's like, "Wow, I didn't see that before." I'm like, "What do you mean you didn't see it? It was live on TV, man."
One of the most disturbing images to me was people being crammed into like walkways, like entering the Capitol. A lot of police officers trying to barricade. Getting smashed, and then also chemicals being sprayed in their faces, and people are coughing and presumably suffocating. That one always really bothered me. There's another one of a police officer being smashed in between some riot shields that the protesters had stolen, and awful stuff. I really don't like reviewing that footage at all.
But hey, it was fine.
When I
mean, you hear the stories about it today, and you're like from people that are trying to make it like it was nothing. Like, you're out of your mind if you think that was nothing.
When I said late last year that, in my own humble opinion, Trump would be impeached within this next 3 years, and he said it himself today. He was saying that if they don't win the midterms, he'll definitely be impeached.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. I mean, I wouldn't shock me if there's an attempt. I mean, he's not going to get.
I don't think he's going to be removed. No.
Gotta go for the hat trick.
Yeah, the old hat trick.
At this point, would they even, knowing that they're not going to be able to finish the job, would they bother doing it?
Probably.
Because they're not going to, I wouldn't think, just based on my cursory knowledge of how it's set up, I wouldn't think they're going to lose both the House and the Senate. I don't think it's that close to the Senate, right?
I'm expecting them to lose the House, but not the Senate. But what the hell do I know?
Yeah, and I'm with you. I'm in the what the hell do I know, but I can't imagine both are going to change.
Yeah,
to the point where they're like, oh, we can actually do this. You could probably put it through the House if you take the House, but then it's going to be just shut down like the last time. Mm-hmm. So is it at that point? Is it productive to do it? Or is it just, hey, look, it's the right thing and you do the right thing? Is that how? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it depends on the circumstances, what's going on. I don't know what he would be impeached on at the moment, but I just feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's coming. And you think about how momentous 2026 is going to be, because on January 6th, we're sitting here with Maduro in a New York jail. Now there's violence breaking out in Caracas because it's just sort of chaos. And all these discussions about Greenland, which, by the way, after the break, I have this great sound from Stephen Miller. so creepy. I forgot all about lives.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Got to do those.
Got to make the monies. You know why I didn't know about the live? Me just a baby.
He's just a baby.
But your consciousness glitched.
You shouldn't be letting babies do live endorsements.
Babies can't do lives.
Tell you guys about the Gelman team, and we're into a new thing, man. We're into a new thing. That's the thing about real estate is it's never static. I remember back probably just before COVID when everyone was selling their house and it was just nuts and, just everyone paying crazy amounts of money and knocking on your door before you ever put a sign up. It's not like that, but we don't really know what it's going to be like come spring. The interest rates have gone down the last couple of times. That's going to be very helpful. But the bottom line is this. regardless of what the real estate market is like, regardless of what economics are like, people are always going to buy and sell houses. So if you want to, if you need to sell a house, maybe sell and buy, you can't do better than the Gelman team. I've used them 3 times. I've been with them now for about 18 years. Nick used to work for them for a couple of years. I know them very, very well. No one's going to treat you better. No one's going to give you better communication. No one's going to be a better ambassador for you and a better negotiator. If you want to know what they think that your house is worth right now, go to the front page of thegelmanteam.com, put in your address, 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply.
Well, good morning, kiddo. I love that you're home from college. I've missed you.
Still taking your Nature Made vitamins?
Every day. A multivitamin and a probiotic. You better be taking yours.
Still looking out for me, Mom.
I'll never stop.
Made to care for you every day. Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist-recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Find us in the vitamin aisle, based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
This is Bill Reeker. Congratulations to KMOX, 100 years of being the voice of St. Louis.
This is the Dave Glover Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DG Ask 121. Rach, you have that Stephen Miller sound?
Good question. Yep, right here.
So let me set it up for you. He was doing an interview with Jake Tapper. And remember a few months ago when he did the thing, he talked about President Trump's plenary powers, and then he just...
His brain froze.
Yes,
he became a baby.
He really did.
Because he's like, oops, I shouldn't have said that out loud.
His consciousness was gone.
I thought it was someone off screen telling him to shut up.
Oh, could be.
That's what I had
That
read.
was a theory, was that
Could be.
somebody was in his ear going like,
In his
what's
ear
wrong with you?
or in front of him.
One or the other, but being
Say,
like, what is wrong with you?
So last night, I'm just going to tell you what I think he said, and then you can listen to it. You can agree or disagree. But they were talking about everything that's going on with Maduro and with Greenland and such, and they're talking about the laws. And Stephen Miller referred to the law, international law, as niceties. I think that's the word he used. I haven't heard this since last night. And then he goes on to basically say, yeah, I mean, there are niceties that you can go by in the law, but we live in the real world, and the real world is about power. And no one's going to put up a fight to defend Greenland. And it was so chilling. First of all, because he means every word. But then just like, isn't this the opposite of what America stands for? And I acknowledge that, growing up in the 70s and the 80s, every generation of Americans have had a certain amount of propaganda, and we're the best, and everyone just wants to be us, and, that kind of thing. But I do, even when you strip away the propaganda, I still do believe that the United States of America is and always has been special. If for no other reason, just the Constitution and what it means and the rule of law, and no one is above the law. And to hear like one of the president's right-hand people basically say, yeah, the law is nice, But in the real world, it's about power, and we have the power. And I think he even goes on to say something like we have an armada sitting outside of Venezuela, and that's what matters. So go ahead.
You tell us what the president means when he says, is acting President Delcy Rodriguez in charge? Is she running Venezuela or not?
Well, what the president said is true. The United States of America is running Venezuela. By definition, that's true. Jake, we live in a world in which you can talk all you want about international niceties and everything else. But we live in a world, in the real world, Jake, that is governed by strength, that is governed by force, that is governed by power. These are the iron laws of the world that have existed since the beginning of time.
But in terms of day-to-day operations in Venezuela, that is acting President Rodriguez, right? It's not some sort of American emissary.
What I'm saying is, we'll keep going here, Jake. So I want to say what I'm saying, and you'll follow up. But what I'm saying is just one level above that, which is that by definition, we are in charge because we have the United States military stationed outside the country. We set the terms and conditions. We have a complete embargo on all of their oil and their ability to do commerce. So for them to do commerce, they need our permission. For them to be able to run an economy, they need our permission. So the United States is in charge. The United States is running the country during this transition period.
That, I don't know about you guys, but I found that intellectually chilling.
It's completely dishonest. Because those same laws keep some 6'4" meathead from beating his ass and taking his wallet. Like, if it's all about power, well, then I could kick Stephen Miller's ass. Why can't I be in power?
Right.
It's a stupid logic, and it's not really logical.
He has the niceties of the law protecting
Right.
him.
He's got the niceties of U.S. law, but in the real world, it's about power, and I can bench press more than he can, so I can kick his ass. I mean, like, it's the stupidest logic, and there's no logic to it. Let's be honest. This is what power-hungry people do and how they see things. If you turn it on them, they want no part of it. We've got laws so that the biggest, strongest people can't just take things from people. Right? That's what it's all about. Because if it was the law of the jungle, we wouldn't be ruled by Stephen Millers or 80-year-old men. We'd be ruled by 30-year-old giant behemoths who could kick the crap out of people. We'd be ruled by MMA fighters or the best marksmen in the world, right? It would never be the smartest people. And that logic just doesn't stand. But you twist logic when you see ways to consolidate power. That's it. To me, it's just that simple. If you wouldn't want the law to be ignored when it protects you, then you shouldn't ignore laws that protect other people.
Also, how do we keep a straight face about Ukraine or about Taiwan when the deputy chief of staff of the United States of America is saying, sure, you have the niceties of the law, but in the real world, it's about force and power. And we got the power.
Maybe their point is going to be, we don't care if they do those things. Because we're in the world that the way he's painting it, we're bigger than them anyway, so who cares? I mean, I don't think it makes any sense, but if that's your outlook.
Weekdays at 5, it's Rush Hour Sports on KMOX. Hot stove blazing. College football bowl season heating up. College basketball teams making their final prep for conference play. NFL teams jockeying for playoff positions. And the latest in Cardinals baseball and Blues hockey. Fast updates, instant analysis, zero wasted seconds. St. Louis sports, all of it. Delivered right at Rush Hour. Rush Hour Sports, weekdays at 5 on KMOX.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Al Arbor, Barrett Jackman, and Alexander Steen celebrate the newest inductees into the St. Louis Blues Hall of Fame, presented by First Community during a pregame ceremony on January 13th when the Blues take on the Hurricanes. Be sure to get here early to honor the legends and be one of the first 10,000 fans through the gate to receive a Blues Hall of Fame Class of 2026 banner courtesy of First Community. Get your tickets today at stlouisblues.com.
Now it's time for Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Hard to tell. It is early January in the middle of the country, and we are right in the middle of this. Partly to mostly sunny skies and nice above-average temperatures, 62. Tonight, partly cloudy, 39 degrees. Wednesday, another nice one, mostly sunny, 59. A rapid increase in clouds Wednesday night. Thursday, periods of rain. Looks like a pretty good soaking rain, probably about a half inch, and we need it. 59 for the high on Thursday. That rain comes to an end late Thursday night. Colder air, below average temperatures, but nothing extreme for the weekend. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RAIN to get up to a $5 per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RAIN to get up to a $5 per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RAIN.
How many of you think taxes will go up in the future? And if they do, who will get hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA for years, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Thursday, January 22nd or Tuesday the 27th. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or go to yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents nor representatives may offer tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with their qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
It's men's Billikens basketball action Wednesday night as they face VCU. Pregame 5:45, tip at 6 on your home for Billikens basketball. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
It's a little girl medal for Wheels.
It's a good opening riff, though.
It's Vixen.
Yeah. I know them from back in the day.
I used to date one of them. I'm lying.
I was going to be like, congratulations.
Just a little baby.
Just a little baby. What do I know?
Babies can't date Vixen.
That's true.
I had this concept last night, and since we've been kind of talking about politics and the stream's really engaged, let me bring it up and see if I can make any sense to you guys. I thought about it last night that I'm not sure that I have personally lived in a time where, quote unquote, playing by the rules has ever been less important. It just like we all grew up being taught that, right? I mean, you play by the rules in life and in business and, personally in the whole bit. But politics today certainly isn't being played by the rules. Or if it is, it's simply to manipulate the rules to the nth degree. Money hasn't been played by the rules. AI, like kids in college just copy and pasting whatever it is that they do with ChatGPT. They're not playing by the rules. And do you feel me? It just feels like this is a very non-rule play kind of time.
Ooh, that's a good question. So is it that we care less about, and by we, I'm talking about the people that are taking advantage. So is it that those people care less about the rules now, or they care less about anyone knowing what they're doing?
I think it's the second one.
Because, if you go back, we've had all kinds of nonsense with almost every president that's ever existed. As far as, I'm talking about, Jimmy Carter didn't have anything that would be considered like something Scandal that he did, but he had problems that he could have fixed, and he did fix them. His was like ineffectiveness.
Yes.
But Reagan had Iran-Contra and more. Right, they had all kinds of things in South America, all kinds of other things that went on.
Clinton had his
things. W had Iraq, and they had all that kind of nonsense. Obama had the drones and other things. Obviously, Donald Trump's had his own things. And if I go back before Jimmy Carter, Ford, maybe not, but certainly Nixon had problems. Kennedy had scandalous things.
I'm comfortable saying that Donald Trump is a brand new thing. I don't know that you can compare Donald Trump to anyone other than maybe what's-his-face, Jackson, back in the 1800s. And I think that you can't blame everything in the world on Trump, and you can't defend yourself for your own rule breaking. It's like, hey, the president of the United States is doing it. Why can't I do it? But I do think that it's a fact. I do think, I'm probably not a fact. It's my opinion. I do feel like breaking of the rules is just not as big a deal as it used to be. Because you look, what do we always do? Like you look at mom and dad, you look up, you look at the leaders of your country, and you go,
Yeah, what do the wealthiest, most powerful people think of rules? How do they treat them?
Broken.
How do they treat them?
Yeah.
How do they? That's always been that way, but we never had the means of seeing it in past generations. Yeah. I don't know if the wealthy families or the richest men in the world 100 years ago were following the rules. My guess would be no. Why would they? They wouldn't have to. Plus, in that time, you're never going to get caught, especially with that kind of money to cover your butt.
Yeah. Rach, what do you think?
I think Donald Trump was the catalyst for something that was bound to happen eventually. He's a cult of personality that drew in maybe people who wouldn't have been involved otherwise. But I don't know. I think the rich and powerful have always exploited the rules for their own interests. Dave, you're a trained lawyer. Isn't that the point of, we have all these lawyers in the government. Yeah. Isn't the whole point, this is the law. This is kind of how we massage things to get what we want. Amy has said many times, everyone's been sitting at this table in politics and silently farting under the table. Trump's just the one letting it rip out loud. I'm not saying they're all the same. I'm just saying I don't think we were all good up until 2016, and then suddenly everything came crashing down. I think we're all just kind of waking up to it because we do have this catalyst of someone who is very provocative, who intentionally rage baits and gets your blood hot and gets you upset because he can manipulate that to his advantage. He's very smart to do it, really, but it's effective. It's been working very well for the past decade. But I think that's why we all notice it, is because he pokes and prods and gets us upset. Yeah. Then he can use that, the chaos that comes out of our upset emotions and the clouding of our judgment, and can exploit that even further.
I have this, at my heart, I'm overly romantic and overly, I'm kind of stupid.
You're just a baby, Dave.
I'm just a baby. But I always thought that my life and life on Earth and in the country would always be one step backwards, two steps forward. That we would, yes, bad things are going to happen and 9/11s will happen and this will happen and that will happen, but we're always going to get better. And the last 25 years have dissuaded me of that. And no one knows what's going to happen, but it's possible that the pendulum could swing again in our lifetimes, Kev, and we go back to a very rule-based way of living. Mm-hmm. That we, quote-unquote, learn from this and say, oh, no, here's the way we need to do it, and we need to be, dot the I's and cross the T's and so forth. But it's very sad to me, having kids in this generation, that maybe it doesn't. Maybe it continues to slide for a generation.
It could, but our kids may be the ones that fix it. When it was a long time ago, it was probably a couple of years ago that we brought up that story that there were some sociologists that were studying history and how everything works in a cycle. And I'm forgetting the names of how they called it. Right. But there's like a crisis cycle, and then there's kind of a turnaround cycle, and then there's a good days cycle, and then there's a decline towards the crisis. And if you look back on U.S. history, starting with the Revolution, it's pretty much every 25, 30 years, there's kind of a window. And when you think about it from, the Civil War, what comes next in the cycle, that's your crisis cycle, right? And then you build towards it. Eventually, you're in the roaring 20s and everything's good. But, you also had the Great Depression in there. You had World War I, and then World War II comes along, which is crisis mode again. It settles back down right after that, and then it picks back up in the 60s with civil rights and Vietnam and protests and everything else that's going on. And then you get back into crisis mode, and then you cycle back out in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. We were in that, glory time. Yeah. And then you've been down in a little decline, and now maybe we're back in that crisis cycle again. I think that made a lot of sense when I read their methodology, and you look at kind of, and it's not exact, it's not 25 years exactly or 30 years exactly. It's just roughly that amount of time we cycle in and out of these things, and hopefully that's what continues. Because it would mean we're due to get into a calmer period and then that wonderful period again.
But what do you mean by a wonderful period? What is this wonderful period you guys are talking about?
So the 80s and 90s, there's no international conflict.
Roaring 20s, the 80s and 90s.
You don't have a lot of social upheaval. People are living peacefully. Economy gets good. Again, so right after World War II, what happened? You had the baby boom, and then you had the boom in the middle class, and the middle class grew bigger than it ever has. And then later on, you end up getting into the 60s. It starts to be problems. It kind of wraps up with Watergate and all of the nonsense that was going on there. The 70s kind of sucked. The 60s were more turbulent maybe, but the 70s sucked. It was a time of, we weren't doing well in the world. The economy was bad. You had gas lines. You had the Iran scandal. I mean, not scandal, the hostage issue in Iran. And it changes over time and calms down, and that's kind of like when that's the good time. So the most recent, really good times would have been pre-9/11. And then 9/11 would be kind of a catalyst to start the, we're starting to slide the wrong way.
Yeah, JR says the theory is called turnings.
Yes.
And it's a 4-generation cycle. Yeah, I watched that guy's whole presentation last year, and it was impressive.
I mean, it's not, it's not exact science, right? Yeah. It's not like 1 + 1 = 2. But it really is a sensible way of, especially looking at U.S. history. Maybe world history too, but just looking at what we know of U.S. history, it pretty much fits.
Little on the lighter note about a president of the United States. Check me on this, because I saw this last year and I was stoned. So it could have relative truthiness. But I was watching this thing about St. Louis, kind of ancient St. Louis, and right across from the arch on the East St. Louis side was this island called Bloody Island, and it was famous for duels. Mm-hmm. Meet me at Bloody Island, Wheeler. I'll see you at 3 p.m. Bring your second.
All right.
And evidently someone called out Abraham Lincoln, or he called someone out, and the chosen weapons were swords. So the old rail splitter showed up on Bloody Island with his sword ready to go to defend his honor, and the guy chickened out.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh? Pretty weird. Just to think that, not that long ago relatively.
He just challenged someone to a duel.
You're just standing on this piece of land with a sword, just waiting to go at it.
Who was the guy that did that, like 15 years ago? It was like a senator or a House of Representatives.
Yeah.
It was like, I challenge you to a duel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't even 15 years ago. That was like...
Was it less than that?
That was like 2 years ago.
We should bring it back. That shut a lot of people up.
The duel didn't happen. So somebody chickened out.
It was a senator. Who was it?
It was a Mark something.
No. You're thinking that's different. You're thinking of Mark Wayne Mullen. That wasn't. No. This is different. This was an older dude. God.
Everyone's older compared to me. I'm just a baby.
Babies can't fight duels.
Babies can't wield two-handed greatswords. Zweihanders.
Rach, you had on the show sheet about people bringing down their Christmas decor. Today is the day to take down your decor. Do you know why?
Because it's Epiphany. It's the end of the Christmas season.
It's the end of the 12 days of Christmas.
Oh,
I thought that was before.
The 12 days of Christmas starts on Christmas?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I read.
Or that would be the day after Christmas. 36, 37, 38, 39, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37.
I knew that you weren't going to get to the end of it.
What comes after 27?
Well, I kept counting past 31, if you guys noticed. I got to 37, so now I'm confused.
Yeah, it seems, I don't know. Maybe I'm just lazy, but I walked in today and Tammy was taking down all of our Christmas decorations in the lobby. I'm like, oh man, does that mean I got to work on mine?
Yeah.
Because I was kind of planning on keeping those up for a while.
That's right, baby. The wild card round is here, and FanDuel is turning on playoff mode, which means all customers are going to get a Profit Boost pack every NFL playoff game day. So here's how it works. Each game day during the wild card round, you're going to find a pack loaded with multiple Profit Boosts waiting for you in the app. So pick the matchups you believe in. For example, I'm a big believer in the Bears covering against the Packers this weekend, so take your shot on an upset or build a parlay that fits the moment. Then apply your Profit Boosts and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling. Visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and grab your Profit Boost pack every NFL playoff game day. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable Profit Boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Winterfest is back for the 10th year in Keener Plaza, now through January 11th. Enjoy Winterfest traditions, including ice skating, s'mores, and igloos underneath 100,000 twinkling lights in the shadow of the Gateway Arch. Grab a bite or drink from downtown favorites and enjoy a family-friendly New Year's Eve fireworks spectacular. Winterfest, hosted by Gateway Arch Park Foundation, presented by Bank of America and Worldwide Technology. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
It's 2026 and it's time to get your home zero-resified by calling our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $119 plus a free hallway, and take 15% off regularly priced services when you mention the KMOX special. ZeroResSTL.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ETHOS.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Since we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see and hear lots of lawyer ads. It seems that most are bragging on what they got their clients. But be careful. If you heard that someone sold their car for $500,000, you would be impressed. But if you later learned that it was a rare $10 million Ferrari, would you say that person got screwed? And that's before you even know if it's true. Who is fact-checking? And how much went to medical bills and lawyers' fees? If you want to get an idea what your case may be really worth, visit forthepeople.com and go to Settlements and Verdicts. You will see what a law firm like ours is capable of. and fact check for yourself. All that glitters is not gold. We became America's largest injury firm for a reason. We won big, a lot. At Morgan & Morgan, we represent consumers. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I dared Archwell Health to keep track of my vitals and my grandkids' names.
I dared Archwell Health to simplify my prescriptions, so Max and I have more time to play. Good boy.
And I dared Archwell Health to be closer than my neighborhood coffee shop.
Our members dared us to do more as a primary care provider for adults age 60 and up. So we made it our mission. Visit archwellhealth.com and become a member today. Archwell Health. We dare to care.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. Gene says, yes, the 12 days of Christmas start December 6th through January 6th. Time frame denotes when the three wise men traveled to see the baby Jesus. So there you go.
Okay.
Well, a little late.
Our divorce says my neighbors still have a skeleton on their front porch.
Dude, we still have the 12-foot skeleton.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah. It'll be there till Easter.
Is it Christmased?
Oh, yeah. He's dressed. He looks like he's dressed like Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation.
You guys have an HOA?
It doesn't bother me. It's just one of those things. It's like I think I've said this before.
That's not what he said.
No, it honestly doesn't. Like I don't drive by it every day and go shake my fist. It doesn't. It's just the same. It's like if you have a buddy that once told a funny joke and they tell that joke every time you see them.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Kevin's the law
it's
in
like,
his neighborhood.
Okay, guys, it was funny the first time. Mm-hmm. It's not funny the 10th time.
Yeah, I get it. Rach, I thought of you. We were talking a couple weeks ago about forgiving yourself. And that's been a huge thing for me in my life. And I just don't know how anyone can go through life without that, without being forgiven by those around them and forgiving yourself. And forgiving yourself, in my experience, is so much harder to do. But Wheels, our guy, the CIA guy, what's his name?
Which one? You're talking about the everyday spy guy? You're talking about Kiriakou?
Not Kiriakou.
You're talking about...
normal-looking white dude.
Oh, you're talking about Chase Hughes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the one, too, who talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why he's an expert in it, but he's an expert in human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked him something, and he said that he thinks the most important thing you can do for your mental health is to, and here, this was his quote, to forgive yourself to the point of delusion. That you should be so forgiving of yourself and things that you've done in the past to the point of being delusional. Because you can't do anything about it. I mean, you can do some things about it. You can make amends.
Sure.
And you can say, I'm sorry, and ask to be forgiven. But I thought that was really interesting.
I mean, I guess I get where he's coming from, but then you're going to have people who take that in the respect of like, well, I don't have to worry about it because I should just forgive myself and move on.
See, people like that, I doubt, are even thinking about forgiving themselves.
I don't know. I think there's many shades of this kind of thing. And I do think it's dangerous to just be like, yep, no matter what, it's okay. Because then you run the risk of repeating that same behavior again. Or you move slightly differently and your behavior is just as toxic. It's just not the exact same mistake. So, like, I get what he's saying. It is important to not dwell in the past because you're right, the past doesn't exist anymore. All we have is the present and looking forward to the future. But it's incredibly important to understand our past and understand, why those things happened so that we can avoid doing it again.
Also, I thought this was very interesting. Before the invention of the light bulb, the average amount that people slept was 11 hours.
For real?
Yeah.
Sounds like
nice.
my time.
Wow.
Well, I mean, what else are you going to do?
No, that's a really good point.
It's dark.
No, yeah, as soon as it gets dark and you can't work the field anymore, it's like, well, guess I'll go to bed.
I mean, you got plus you had a lot of people had physical jobs.
Yeah.
You're farming or you're construction or whatever, and Like, well, it's now 9 o'clock. What am I going to do? I got no TV. I'm too tired to keep on reading.
Yeah.
I don't have electricity, so I'm just going to go to sleep. And then you get up when the sun comes up.
Yeah. They also said that 536 CE was the worst time to be alive. Evidently,
the year 530. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
there was a volcanic eruption, and basically the entire world had this miniature ice age.
Oh.
And that the crops were dying and everyone was starving, and it was like worldwide. So just in case anyone asks you when the worst time.
It's known as the volcanic winter of 536. That sounds awful. Oh, man.
Kevin and I both hate mornings so much that we were like, the year or just the time?
Yeah, right. I was thinking
5:36 in the morning.
5:36 a.m. is the devil's hour for sure. Nobody should be awake at that time. But this is what I mean when people say this is the worst time to be alive. Like, no.
Yeah.
5:36 was way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the humans then would have been like, what are you idiots whining about? You have shelter. You have food.
Yeah,
we got
explain to me,
nothing, man.
What is air conditioning again? What does that mean?
Or heat.
Yeah. You go to a store, what's the store?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they had fire.
Also, they have found, as they just keep doing, they think that they have found a skeleton of the first hominid that was walking upright 7 million years ago.
All right.
They just keep moving it back.
Yep.
Yeah, more and more history.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120. Visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Okay, maybe you heard Michael Calhoun talking about this in the top of the hour news. I'm going to mention it later in headlines too, hopefully. But Schnucks has done away with mailing out their weekly ad, but there's still plenty of ways to get the ad. You can get it in store. You can even get it early. But what I recommend is just check out the ad on the Schnucks Rewards app. I absolutely love using the Schnucks Rewards app. It's just how I grocery shop now. I go through, I make my list right there on the app. Let's say I'm picking out something that I've never bought before. I'm not sure exactly where it is in the store. The app lets you know the exact location, so you're not looking around all day. The app also lets you know about digital offers and coupons that maybe you wouldn't have been aware of otherwise. Plus, you earn points every time you shop and get 2% cash back. You can even order curbside pickup or delivery straight from the app. So there's tons of stuff to make you love the app. And the best part is it's free and easy to set up. So go download it today. It's the Schnucks Rewards app.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet, 25 years together. I'm not sure that anyone has ever beat that. Having a client running that long, that successfully. It's all about Mike. It's not about me. All I do is deliver the message. Mike is just a cool guy. He really is. Super into rock and roll, super into Kiss. I met Ace Frehley with him one time. He's a good dude. I remember when I first met him, and he said, look, here's the deal. I wasn't going to be a doctor. I wasn't going to be a lawyer. I wanted to go into a business that was simple. And he said, Dave, the flooring business is simple. I buy it at this much. I mark it up. I sell it to you at that much. There's, this many major lines. There are this many, lines within them, the budget, the entry, the middle, the high end. And it's not that difficult. So I don't make it difficult on people. I make it really, really simple. So if you like simple, if you like saving money, if you like getting good products, you can't do better than Michael's Flooring Outlet. Find him at michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we've got sunshine. It is 62 degrees downtown at the Arch. St. Louis officials, including the police chief and the sports commission, are briefing reporters right now on security procedures for the U.S. Figure Skating Championships.
This week, the city of St. Louis is hosting the best figure skaters in the country, all hoping for positions on the U.S. Olympic team. This is expected to draw 60,000 fans, many from out of state. City leaders are going to talk about preparations, including security procedures and tips for people who will be attending. Maria Kina, KMOX News.
Sports wagering in Missouri officially launched on December 1st. Mike Lira is executive director of the Missouri Gaming Commission. He calls the numbers for the first week alone incredible.
And a total of about 18.5 million geolocation checks statewide. That means the number of times people logged into their accounts.
Lira says we'll get a new wave of data at the end of this month. With college football bowl season in full swing, Missourians are being warned about the dangers of betting on illegal sites.
Jack Cardetti with the Sports Betting Alliance says offshore operators are still targeting players. And if someone unknowingly uses an illegal site and loses money, they can do a couple of things.
First and foremost, you should contact the Missouri Gaming Commission. They take complaints about that. And then you should also talk with the Missouri Attorney General's consumer hotline. They do take complaints like that when people have been defrauded in the marketplace here in Missouri.
Law enforcement and consumer advocates like the Better Business Bureau have recently warned how unregulated betting operators like Stake and MyBookie put consumers at risk. Beth Coughlin, KMOX News.
Don't believe everything you read online, especially if it says you can skip your car inspection. The Missouri Department of Revenue is debunking viral reports that claim the state had, starting January 1st, eliminated safety inspections and extended registration periods. Officials blame the confusion on inaccurate information likely generated by artificial intelligence. State law has not changed. Drivers must still get their cars inspected and tagged. The Pentagon is launching a review of the effectiveness of having women in ground combat roles. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has in the past said women should not have combat roles. Last spring, he ordered the military to develop gender-neutral fitness standards for frontline troops. The Pentagon says this review is being undertaken to ensure standards are met, and the U.S. maintains the most lethal military. And a spokesperson says the Pentagon won't compromise standards to satisfy quotas or an ideological agenda.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com, a pipeline company is slapped with a record fine.
Pipeline safety regulators have imposed their largest fine ever on the company responsible for leaking over 1 million gallons of oil into the Gulf off the Louisiana coast in 2023. The $9.6 million fine is close to the total fines the Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Safety Administration usually issues each year. The agency says Third Coast failed to establish proper emergency procedures and did not adequately assess risks. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
The Dow from Stifel is up 503 points to 49,480.
Hard to tell. It is early January in the middle of the country, and we are right in the middle of this. Partly to mostly sunny skies and nice above-average temperatures, 62. Tonight, partly cloudy, 39 degrees. Wednesday, another nice one, mostly sunny, 59. A rapid increase in clouds Wednesday night. Thursday, periods of rain. Looks like a pretty good soaking rain, probably about a half inch, and we need it. 59 for the high on Thursday. That rain comes to an end late Thursday night. Colder air, below average temperatures, but nothing extreme for the weekend. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Right now it is a blue sky. We've got 62 degrees downtown at the Arch. The weather sponsored by Financial and Tax Strategies. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Retirement shouldn't feel like balancing your checkbook while blindfolded. I'm Gary Goldberg, and my team helps you see the big picture so you can retire younger, richer, and with less anxiety. Because guessing is not a strategy. Tune in to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg Saturday mornings at 7 here on KMOX.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
I'm just listening for me.
You and Enough's Enough. With a Z.
Great band. A little too glammy for me.
Yeah.
I don't like guys who are prettier than women I date.
I was just when you were playing Vixen earlier, I showed you and Rach the picture of Vixen and like, I asked Rach, how would you like to have to do your hair like that? Because in the 80s, everybody did.
Yeah. Yeah, you avoided that, Rach.
Yeah, you didn't have to have the big hair, blow dryer, and hairspray and all that stuff. And they're like, Andrew made some comment about it, and then it was like, yeah, the guys look just like that. They had the exact same hair.
I remember so
And Enough's
well,
Enough had the hair, boy.
Girls, I don't know how they got their hair big in the first place.
Yeah.
But then they would bend over and comb it all forward and spray it with Aquanet and then throw it back again.
Yeah, teasing your hair. See, I would have thrived in that environment because I do have very thick, coarse hair.
Your hair would have been definitely
Yeah.
like hairband great.
I could have gotten it to exactly the place I wanted it to be. When I was a teenager, it was like you wanted like the silky, straight, like flat hair. And I couldn't get my hair like that because the hair straightening technology just wasn't to that standard yet. So I would straighten my hair with my wet to straight straightener. Millennial girls will know what I'm talking about, but it would just be kind of puffy and still big.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now we've made advancements. I'm doing a lot better now, but yeah, I would have liked the big hair trend, I think.
I'll bet you
It's
anything.
a lot of work, though, man.
In 7th grade, I worried more about my hair than you did. When I was in 7th grade, it was the era of like Sean Cassidy and the feathered bangs and stuff. And I couldn't figure out how to do it because I was a dork. And my mom took me to her beautician, that's what you called him back then, and they said I needed to train my hair to be parted in the middle, so they gave me hair tape. You hip to this?
No.
So it was bright pink, and so I had to hide it from my dad, clearly.
Sure.
And so when I would go to bed, I'd go in, I'd part my hair in the middle, and then tape each side down like alfalfa with this bright pink hair tape.
So if you had to go to the bathroom or something, it'd be like, I'm going to put on a ball cap real quick.
And then in the morning for at least a year, my mom would curl my hair, which didn't help at all. And we'd be sitting at the breakfast table, and I'd give her a little look, and I'd go in the bed into my bedroom. I'd plug in the curling iron, and then she'd come in. I'd be down on my knees because she's so tiny, and she'd be curling my hair. And we just left the door open because what are you going to do? And one day my dad walked in on it, and my mom jumped so much that she burned my head with the curling iron. And I just had to go to school with a big curling iron burn.
Uh-oh.
And my dad thinking that he'd had a daughter.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There were a lot of older generation folks in that time frame. They're like, I can't even tell the guys from the girls.
Oh, yeah. I told you.
Yeah.
My dad died swearing that Paul McCartney was a woman.
All based on just hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they not know that people way back in the day had long hair?
I don't know.
I mean, Jesus had long hair. You know?
So, Rach, you loved the Amtrak?
I did. I went to Chicago for like 24 hours this weekend. It was a really quick trip. but we took the Amtrak there and back, and I hadn't been on Amtrak. And well, I guess I took it when I was like 21. I took it from Alton to St. Louis because I didn't want to drive over here a couple of times.
Bet you felt fancy.
It was fun, and it was like $2, which was amazing. But no, it was really cool getting up to Chicago that way, and especially being at Chicago Union Station for the journey back, seeing how many people were there and how many people were using the train. Yeah. It was really, really neat, and it's just heartwarming to see that it's still a thing, and so many people are still getting so much use out of it.
Yeah, I loved it when Nick and I went to Chicago. We did the business class, which I think I would always try to do.
Ooh, business.
Right.
What's that like?
Bigger chairs, farther apart, less people per car. When you would walk back, through the riffraff, to get your hot dog or whatever it was, like it was pretty asses to elbows. So,
yeah.
See, we took coach on the way up, and I thought it was totally fine. Like, I enjoyed that ride. Kurt and I got to sit next to each other, which was good. I think I would have enjoyed it less if I had been sitting by a stranger. But the way back, we sprung for the roomette.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like basically 2 chairs facing each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a little closet where you can put your coat. And then there's a bunk that you can like pull down from on top of you. So I laid in the bunk for a while. Look, the roomette
How are you
was...
going to not lay in the bunk, of course.
If you're in a roomette, you got to do that.
I was napping in that bunk. I had so much fun. It was really, really nice. Like, it's definitely not the kind of thing we can do every time because it was pricey. It was kind of like, we were springing because it was Christmas time and, we found a good price and blah, blah, blah. But it was really, really nice. Really nice. I recommend that if like you're able to get a good price on the roomette.
Was Chicago beautiful for Christmas?
It was, yeah. Everything was. They weren't taking down their Christmas decorations too early. I'll tell you what. No, it was really cool, and it was just fun to walk around downtown.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've done something like that, so it was really neat.
I think because I'm obsessed with trains. But I've been obsessed with many things that I ended up not liking. And I think I want to take that train from Chicago to
San Francisco. It's either San Francisco or San Diego. I don't remember.
That looks so good.
It does look cool. I was telling him because we were talking about doing that too. I don't know if I would want to spend 3 or 4 full days, however long the route actually is. But I would want to go through the most scenic parts. So maybe like 1 day or 2 day on that train. It would be really, really neat. But you got to get the roomette if you do that. I'm telling you.
Kev, tell us about anti-natalists.
Have you guys seen this? This stuff is just goofy.
We had a guy on a few years ago. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Paul Ehrlich was his name.
Yeah.
Yes, you do remember that.
I do, yeah.
It's the simple version of it is it's people who think that human beings should stop procreating because we're destroying things.
Mm-hmm.
And the argument is because the world can be painful and sometimes life is hard and nobody can give consent to being born because you don't exist before you're conceived. What does that even mean? Like nothing gives consent to be born. Right. Tigers don't, dogs don't, bugs don't, like nothing does.
Right.
And this idea, we are what every other species on the planet is, which is we are what we either evolved into, or if you believe that we were designed this way, then we are what we were designed to be. Either way, we just are what we are. We didn't choose that either, but there's a reason why one of your main drives as a species is to procreate.
It's funny because Nick online says, sounds like a dude who can't get laid.
I mean, it ain't. I get it. Look, I feel bad for people that if it's because they've had a bad life, and they think that I would never want to bring a child in. I feel bad for that. I get that, but the arrogance of saying that everyone else should just stop doing this because you think it's weird or because you had a bad experience is just wild to me.
Well, I remember when we had Paul on, he's caught some difficulty because I do think he has 1 or 2 kids.
Yeah.
And so he caught some difficulty over the years of pushing this research that it's like, well, you had kids. And he had a pretty good response to that. I think it was just like, well, I hadn't started the research at that point.
Yeah.
Because he's an older guy. I mean, I think he's almost 90 years old. But his feeling was very much not like, well, I had a bad life, and so, I don't think you should bring kids into the world because life can be hard. It's more like we are so rapidly running out of resources and our birth rates are like increasing, not decreasing, that like we're shortening the potential lifespan of the human race as a whole, not an individual person. We are shortening what the human race will be capable of. I think
that's a different argument than what the anti-natalists are making. They're saying there should be no more humans.
Yes.
That humans should entirely stop, like finish your life, live your good life, but don't have any more. And they think the whole human race should just stop existing.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Which is different than what you're saying, which is that is a more reasonable thing, which is what that Ehrlich guy was saying, which is, hey, we do probably need to be conscious of what we're doing.
That life at its best is still so terrible,
right?
That not existing is preferable to the pain you go through in life.
The argument is
it's a pretty big movement.
Oh my God, cry about it.
At its core, the argument is essentially we are bad for the planet, so we should just stop making more of ourselves. And
bunch of freaking whiners.
I mean, again, okay. If there's a fair argument to be made that we are bad for other species, but there are definitely other species that are bad for different species, right? Like we all come up in a different. So again, whether you believe it's a design or if you believe it's evolution, we are what we are supposed to be. Whether that's a good thing or not, we are. So if that means down the road we ruin everything, well, one way or another, through evolution or design, that's how we were built. And none of us chose that, but that doesn't mean you just get to make this argument for everyone else that, we're a disease and we should all just stop procreating, go away.
Yeah.
And I really have a difficult time with the idea that someone can't consent to being born. Well, nothing that's ever existed has consented to existence. Nothing. What is your point? I think you're trying too hard to say something you think is smart.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that, with them holding that opinion. As long as they're not trying to legislate other people procreating, then fine. If you think it's unethical, then fine. I would rather you not be having children. I don't want to force someone who doesn't want to have kids to feel like they need to have kids. And I'm not saying that's what any of us are saying, but I'm just saying, Dave on the stream points out that way of thinking has a way of dying out. It's like, you're not going to raise your kids to think that way because you're not going to have kids. I also kind of get the sentiment. A lot of people are out there having kids, I think, without fully exploring everything that actually implies. A lot of people have children and they are maybe financially incapable, emotionally incapable of caring for that child. And it seems like it's just like, it was the thing to do. My neighbors and my friends all had kids, so I had kids. And then you end up messing up your kids because you didn't take it seriously enough.
I think that's the vast majority of people.
I don't know what the percentage is, but it's definitely a thing that you should do purposefully with a plan and with an idea of how it's going to work rather than just
Yeah, I think the numbers of people who do that are vanishingly small. Who actually do it purposefully with a plan, and here's how we're going to do it. We didn't do it that way. Most people I know didn't do it that way.
Well, people are waiting longer to have kids now, though, which is a
I think
part
is
of
very
that.
smart.
Yeah,
very smart. Yeah, it's too bad you can't wait till you're 60. I'm telling you, man, everything looks different to me now. It really does. And I've been on the air for 25 years. People have watched me live for 25 years. And I always admit it. I have broad shoulders when it comes to this. I matured very slowly. I made tons of mistakes. And it's only really in the last few years that something clicked. And it's not like I'm living this great life now, but something clicked where I'm like, oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that kind of makes sense.
The problem is that when you are mature and finationally stable and all that, you're less physically into running around with kids, right?
For sure.
Because there's a I wouldn't say there's a line, but there's definitely a balance because I had my kid really, by today's standards, I would say pretty young. I was 25 and Susan was 24. So when we had our kids, so that by today's standard, that's pretty young.
Yeah.
It wasn't unusual in the early 90s. That was kind of a regular type thing. But then, my brother didn't have his kid until he was close to 40.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not bad, or neither is bad, neither is better.
Yeah.
It's just they're different. You're going to be more stable, more mature, you're going to have better financial stability when you're in your 30s or maybe even 40. But, when you're 25, you're a little more apt to like running around with your kids and dealing with the schedule of having a kid. So when my kid was 18, I was 43. I was okay with handling whatever I had to handle, as opposed to being 60 or 65 or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I also think that I kind of lost my train of thought. There went my consciousness.
Oh, you're just a baby.
I'm just a baby again.
Okay, we've got the chips, the fancy cheese, the sparkling cider. Oh, and I need to fill up the tank on the way home.
Look at the cart. We haven't even hit midnight yet, and you're already blowing your save money resolution for next year.
I'm not blowing it. I'm being smart. I'm using Upside.
Upside? That cashback app?
Exactly. I just claimed an offer, and just like that, I'm getting cash back on all these groceries. And I'll do the same at the gas station. It's how I earned an extra $250 this year.
Wait, $250?
Yep, that's extra cash I can cash out to my bank or throw onto gift cards to my favorite spots.
Download the free Upside app and start earning cash back now. Use promo code POP10 for a $10 bonus on your first grocery purchase. That's promo code POP10. Make your resolution easy this year. Download the free Upside app today and use promo code POP10 for an extra $10 bonus on your first purchase.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mary Claire Haver, a board-certified OBGYN and menopause specialist. My new podcast, Unpaused, is the place for bold, unfiltered conversations about what it really takes for women to thrive in the second half of life. Every week, I sit down with medical experts, cultural icons, and powerhouse women to talk about what really matters. New episodes drop every Tuesday. Listen to and follow Unpaused with me, Dr. Mary Claire Haver, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's ring in the new year by finally checking off something that actually matters. Your old videotapes and photos are fading more every year. VCRs are disappearing, and the clock is ticking to save your family's most important memories. Hi, I'm Adam Baselogger.
And I'm Nick Mako. We started Legacy Box to help you preserve your memories by converting all your videotapes, photos, and film reels into digital files. And this year, it's easier than ever.
Introducing our biggest kit yet, able to hold up to 80 videotapes or film reels or 2,000 photos. It's perfect for big collections. You can even send in old DVDs, memory cards, flip phones, or early generation iPhones.
Legacy Box is truly the easiest New Year's resolution you'll ever keep. Just fill your box and send it in. As the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos, all work is done in the U.S., and we're trusted by over 1 million families.
Start the new year right by rescuing the moments you haven't watched in years. Go to legacybox.com/radio for an incredible 55% off. That's legacybox.com/radio for 55% off.
Renewal by Andersen is the #1 window and door brand for customer service. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 877-WINDOWS. That's 877-WINDOWS. Or head to rbastl.com.
100 years, one legendary voice. We live KMOX's century of service, classic audio, photos, videos, and more at KMOX100.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 222. You guys familiar with the sandwich theory?
No, but it sounds like I'll like it.
Sandwich theory is that you always think a sandwich made by someone else is better than one made by you.
Oh, I completely don't subscribe to that.
I knew you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. First of all, can I just, with the theories...
You tired of theories?
I'm tired of the theories.
We got way too much time on our hands.
The theories are way too annoying. Like, they're all over TikTok, and it's like, people just make things up and go like, it's my theory. I have the running the board on KMOX theory, and my theory is meh, meh, meh. It's like, dude, that's not what a theory is. You're just talking.
What
just
you're dealing
words
with,
are spilling out of your mouth.
What you're dealing with is the exhaustion theory. So.
Oh my gosh. I am exhausted. I'm so tired of reading other people's opinions online. I have to get off of like Twitter and Instagram and seeing all these stupid things people are always post. I need a break.
Now, you're always no, that's not true. I started to say something false. To whatever degree you think that Wheeler and I are full of crap because like, oh, when we were your age, blah blah. But back me up, Wheels. When we were your age, no one had opinions like this.
I completely agree. Yes, no one had opinions like this when I was 18.
Or they did and just didn't have this very easy platform
the means,
to
really
blast them
think-
out to everybody.
I really think the internet speak is changing the way we think.
Yeah.
Well, that I do agree with.
Because
for sure.
Andrew, haven't you ever thought in terms of like, oh, what if I tweeted this? And then you start to think in terms of the post or of the tweet or like, how would I say this? Because we do it with the show.
It's called the tweeting theory. Yeah. I know.
Oh my gosh. No, I really think it's like people are changing their habits in the way they speak because that's just what they see all the time. It's monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
Look, it's not the end of the world. I am just personally very exhausted by it, and
All the hot takes.
yeah, and I've been scrolling less. I've been reading books more. It's nice. The theory thing, dude. That's one that gets under my skin because it'll literally be like, I have the Milky Way candy bar theory, and that means if that's at the store, you're always gonna blah blah blah. Like, stop talking. Stop.
I wish to subscribe to this theory.
That being said, do you agree with the sandwich theory?
No, I don't think that any sandwich made by another person is going to taste better than my sandwich. I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, I'm going to want my sandwich over
There's
yours.
also a rationale for it. Would you like to hear that?
Sure.
The rationale is that when Andrew makes me a sandwich, I am necessarily surprised by the ingredients or the way he made it. And I tend to attribute more deliciousness to it. Whereas if I make it, I know exactly what's in it. And even if I make it the way I like it, I'm a little bored by it.
You know exactly what it's going to taste like before you even taste it.
Yes.
I can't be trusted with sandwiches.
Why not?
Because I will buy like a week's worth of ingredients for sandwiches.
Yeah.
And use them on a single sandwich.
Okay.
I will put like a half a pound of smoked turkey and like 4 slices of cheese on one sandwich and be like, all right, pretty good lunch.
Speaking of, let me tie this all into a bow with TikTok and sandwiches. I've been on a kick lately on TikTok watching Kat's Deli from New York. You ever seen Kat's Deli?
Yeah.
Holy Lord. Like being a guy that competed in barbecue and smoked meats and briskets and pastrami's and things like that, I swear to God, they put half a brisket, half a pastrami on one sandwich.
Yeah.
They're thick.
It's
I'm looking
insane.
at them right now.
Sounds good to me.
Tell Nick we need to make a pilgrimage there. Go see a Mets game or a Yankees game and go to Kat's Deli. And
Yankees game would be fun.
would be.
You can go to Broadway.
Speaking of, we're just looking at the Cardinals day games, and we're pretty excited.
You know, you're not going to see much of us.
Oh, boy.
Let me tell you what, folks.
It is the greatest boondoggle.
It's. I can't complain about it.
It's pretty, and I think my favorite thing, it's nice having the day off. So when there's like a 1:15 game, that's who didn't want a day off in the middle of the week. But my favorite are the 12:15 games where we all go to the game. And then we walk back and we do like an hour of the show.
Because we used to hate those because we
did.
used to be like, it's just sitting around all day or whatever. And then you had the idea last year, like, what if we start going to these games? And then it's like, wow, that's fun.
I call it the game theory.
It's called the going to the game theory.
The DGS afternoon Cardinals game theory.
It's called baseball games instead of work is fun theory.
That's what you all sound like to me. Me.
For 100 years, KMOX has been the voice of St. Louis, informing, entertaining, and connecting our community. Now, we live a century of service at KMOX100.com, a website that allows you to explore classic KMOX audio, rare photos and video, and the legendary voices that shaped St. Louis. Every headline, every heartbreak, every heartbeat lives on at KMOX100.com.
Fairwinds River's Edge is more than a place to live. It's a place to belong. Come see why we have been voted Best Independent Senior Living Community for 4 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. We think you'll like it here, and the experts agree. Come see us for yourself. Call to schedule a tour and complimentary lunch, or to learn more about our upcoming app university that can help enhance your everyday life. Find us online at fairwindsriversedge.com.
Tell you guys about Neovitin. Been doing Neovitin now for about as long as they've been in operation. Tommy and his dad came to me those many years ago. They were in 1 or 2 mom and pop pharmacies with Neovitin, the multivitamin, and we hatched a plan together, the 3 of us, to get them into Schnucks. And they went into Schnucks and Deerbergs and all the local companies. Then they went regional. Then they went into Illinois. Then they went into Iowa. And now they are, by all practical purposes, a national company. I can tell you from my time with Schnucks, with my Foxpaw company that fixed phones, and later with Walmart, that you don't get into these places at all unless you're really good and you can make them money. And the way they make money is by moving product off the shelves. People buy Neovitin week after week, after month, after year, after decade, and they wouldn't do that if it weren't helping them. So it's all of the nutrients and multivitamins and antioxidants that our doctors think that you need, none of them that you don't. Again, you can find it at neovitin.com or go to your local Schnucks store.
Here's Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Hard to tell. It is early January in the middle of the country, and we are right in the middle of this. Partly to mostly sunny skies and nice above-average temperatures, 62. Tonight, partly cloudy, 39 degrees. Wednesday, another nice one, mostly sunny, 59. A rapid increase in clouds Wednesday night. Thursday, periods of rain. Looks like a pretty good soaking rain, probably about a ½ inch, and we need it. 59 for the high on Thursday. That rain comes to an end late Thursday night. Colder air, below average temperatures, but nothing extreme for the weekend. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Guys, Kevin Wheeler for FanDuel Sportsbook, which is the official sportsbook of KMOX. And look, the wild card round is here, so FanDuel's turning on playoff mode for everybody. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. So each game day during the wild card round coming up this weekend, you're going to find a pack that's loaded up with multiple profit boosts that are waiting for you in the app. So what that does is it takes what you're wagering and it increases your winnings, assuming you win. So you pick the matchups that you believe in. Let's say you think the Rams are going to make a run. Maybe you think this is the year for the Bills, or look, Seattle's the best team going in and they're going to be the best team. Whatever you think, take your shot on that. Take a shot on an upset, build parlays that fit what you think is going to work, and then you apply those profit boosts, which gives you the chance at bigger payouts while the playoffs get rolling this weekend. So just visit FanDuel. It's an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and of course, as I mentioned, the official sportsbook of KMOX. Grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Remember, 21 and older and present in Missouri to play. Opt-in is required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. So restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's men's Billikens basketball action Wednesday night as they face VCU. Pregame 5:45, tip at 6 on your home for Billikens basketball. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DJ S 104.1 FM KMOX. Thanks for listening. Thanks for streaming. Thanks for podcasting. Let's take a minute on podcasting, Andrew. How do people do it?
Well, you can go to the Odyssey app. That's where all of them are. That's where we want you to go because that's where we've been told to tell people to go. And then also on the Apple Podcast app or Spotify has them. A lot of people listen on Spotify, which kind of surprised me. I've never listened to a podcast on Spotify.
And a lot of people do.
Yeah, a lot of people do. And really, I think pretty much all of the major... I mean, if you use a different app, there's an extremely good chance that we're on there.
Yeah.
Dave Glover Show.
Nice. Kevin, what you just did with the microphone, is that a nervous habit you have?
What?
Where you reach out and you move that microphone?
No, it was just bugging me.
Oh.
What was wrong with it?
I don't know. In the moment, it just felt like it was too close. It was the other mic, not the other one. It was, I don't know. It felt like over here, and I just went, psh.
I've noticed you do that.
Yeah. I do shift my own mic quite a bit. You'll notice I turn it off and then move it because I don't know. I guess if I sit differently or move weird or whatever, it just seems off.
Let's do a DJ's happy hour, and I would just caution the boys, be careful.
Don't
Razor is here today.
I don't want to hear any of your theories, okay? Just keep it to yourself.
You want to start us out?
Yeah, I've got a story here. Rob Schneider just did an interview. It looks like with the New York Post. And he talks about the fact that he believes that Hollywood will blacklist conservative actors. And look, I want to be upfront here. I do think it's probably pretty rough to be a conservative if you're running in Hollywood circles. The vast majority of these people are extremely liberal. A lot of them are extremely progressive. I could see feeling as though you're in the minority if you're an actor and you're conservative. However, I don't think the fact that Rob Schneider is a conservative, I don't think that's the reason why he hasn't been landing huge roles for the past 30 years. Like, I don't know. I don't think if he were out here like, I love Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, we would all be like, give the man an Oscar. Like, I just don't know if he's the right mouthpiece for this. And I saw a really funny tweet the other day that said, Rob Schneider has basically been like the beneficiary of Adam Sandler's DEI initiative for the past 30 years because those are the only roles he ever gets or in Adam Sandler films. So I don't know. Interesting to hear his perspective, but again, I don't know if this is the messenger that Hollywood conservatives should be leading with.
It's nonsense. I don't want to hear from Rob Schneider and Kevin Sorbo and
Dean Cain.
Yeah, like
Chachi.
Kevin Sorbo. Like, dude, I
Chachi.
didn't know you were. The only reason I know who Kevin Sorbo is because he is conservative and always whining about how he doesn't get roles.
Yeah.
It's not because he's like a great actor that suddenly stopped getting work because he's Republican.
No, that's cope. It's all cope from those guys. Has it hurt John Voight? Has it hurt Clint Eastwood to be a conservative? Has it hurt Mel Gibson's career?
Or like compare it to sports. How many conservatives or, people who you assume are conservative are athletes and their careers are doing just fine
Sylvester
and dandy.
Stallone is conservative. Like there are just so many successful ones, and we tend to ignore these people that want to complain. Well, you're just not good. I mean, that's it. Because the ones that are good have no trouble. Do you think Sylvester Stallone's had a hard time in Hollywood? Do you think Clint Eastwood's had a hard time getting roles or getting projects done? I mean, James Woods is a very outspoken guy, right? Very MAGA. He's talented. He's really good. He's been in movies for 40 years? He's a very talented guy. It's not what held him back. Dennis Quaid is a conservative guy. You think that has held him back in any way? He's a movie star. It's about the talent level.
To what degree, if any, are you guys bothered by someone's politics?
Zero.
Like watching a movie?
Yeah.
If they're good, it doesn't matter at all. If the person is good and they're doing a good job, who cares? They're pretending to be someone else anyway. So what's the difference?
Good point.
Yeah, I truly, like, there are many more instances of me being like, of seeing a great performance and coming around on someone I didn't like personally before that. You know, I don't really take the personal stuff into a film too much.
It might be more, it's usually more about just whether or not something about them bothers me. And it's never really their politics or things they've said. It's just kind of more their mannerisms. For a while, like, for example, young Leonardo DiCaprio bothered me. I don't know why. Did not enjoy his persona. Didn't like his voice. But I love the guy that I've seen for basically the last 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just a different sound. Maybe he's just gotten better. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Well, Leo's a great example because I really, on a personal level, I do not want to meet Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't appreciate the preaching at everyone about environmental issues while you're taking your private jet to Jeff Bezos' wedding. Like, you're a hypocrite. I don't like you. However, I think he's one of the finest actors that is alive right now, and I see most of his films. So, you know.
Anyone box office poison for you? You just can't watch a movie they're in? Like, I really enjoyed Seth Rogen in, like, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Mm-hmm.
I will not watch a movie with him now.
Really?
And it has nothing to do with his politics. He and I probably line up pretty well. I just can't stand his face.
I don't know if there is anybody that's like that for me, where it's like I won't watch a whole movie just because, like, one of the roles is played by that person. You know what I mean?
What if they're the lead? Are there people that if they're the main character, you'll be like, bleh.
The only person that pops into my mind is Glenn Powell, but I don't even know if I've seen him in anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for whatever reason, I just don't really like his face.
I like Glenn Powell.
No offense to Glenn.
I'm with you.
But he could win me over if he puts out some great performance. Like, sure, I'll watch it.
Twisters was fun. I like Twisters.
He's another one for me.
Who's that? Glenn
Powell.
Mm.
And here's the thing. What I want to say is I just don't like his handsome face. But I like other handsome faces.
Yeah.
It's not like a man being handsome is oh, I can't watch you. No, not that. It's just him. His little smirk.
Yeah, it's so weird because
he's got that cocky guy vibe.
Have you guys seen Twisters?
No.
Yeah. It's got Glenn Powell in it.
You should watch Twisters.
Yeah.
You'll like Glenn Powell if you watch Twisters.
Oh, by the way, does anyone in this room subscribe to the what's it called? Sorry, Rach, another theory. With Stranger Things, that tomorrow's going to be
the conformity theory. Conformity gate is what they're calling it.
Yes.
No, so here's what's really funny about that. So obviously, it probably sucked. I haven't seen it, but everybody seems to think it sucked. And it's very funny to watch all these people have this, like, kind of collective psychosis about it, because what they keep saying is like, no, there has to be...
It's not the real one.
There has to be a secret final episode, because otherwise it was just really bad, lazy writing. And it's like, you guys are so close.
Well, there's
You're
also
so close to figuring it out.
There's also the online thing where we're like, we're going to figure it out with secret little things, and there's exit signs here, and that means this, and... Like, okay, you're just thinking too hard. That's it.
And the loose change. I almost said theory.
No, you're right.
I almost said theory.
I told you guys I don't want to hear it.
It's the classic, like, it's very easy to lay out a set of facts in a way that makes it seem believable.
Right.
When in reality, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's a series of, like, small coincidences. And then some of the stuff is just, like, kind of, like, essentially made up.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of them, for example, just on this theory alone, is that it's like, well, everyone's wearing the same glasses in this one scene. So I would like to point out, I'm pretty sure that the Duffer Brothers, who make Stranger Things, pretty sure they are my age. They are maybe 1 or 2 years older than I am. So they did not grow up in the 80s. They were born in, like, 1989. So they do not have actual, like,
experience.
The nostalgia that they are chasing is that of, like, Stevens, King, and Spielberg, right? It's Back to the Future. It's not actual life in the 80s. So they Googled what did glasses look like in the 80s, and then said, all right, get 50 pairs of these, and we're putting them on all the extras.
I mean, I'm sure they did more than that. They were
I'm
born in.
not sure they did, Kevin.
I think your point still stands. They were born in '84, so they were 5 or 6 when the decade wrapped up. So I would agree that they didn't have, like, the real lived experience of knowing things, because when you're that little, you just see, you have images, you don't have understanding.
They didn't know what it was like to be a 30-year-old pretending to be a 12-year-old in 1984.
Yeah. I got to say, this will not spoil anything for people that haven't finished the series. That was the longest ending of anything I've ever seen. The ending is an hour. It's like and Andrew, wouldn't you agree there were like 4 false endings?
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
I know what happens, but I didn't watch the episode.
4 times and they're like, all right, it's over. And then they're like, but wait, there's more. I'm like, can you just wrap it up?
Oh, if you Google Stranger Things right now, the little D&D dice comes up and you can roll the dice.
Oh,
and then it turns your screen upside down. It's kind of cute.
I get it. The upside down.
Rachel's like, I don't know how to fix it. I need to run the board.
Get an engineer.
It's the upside down theory.
I'm scared. Vecna's going to get me.
Yeah. I do think that way that we overanalyze, and I mean the people online that are doing that.
The royal we.
That the way those groups of people overanalyze TV shows and movies is why people hate endings so much. Because you overdo it and then you build up these expectations in your head and then it's not what you expected and now you hate it because it's not what you expected. You just gotta kind of like back off a little bit.
Yeah, it's not your piece of art. It's someone else's piece of art.
Yeah.
Well, the worst
thing...
thing...
You can choose whether or not you enjoy it, but people have a lot of entitlement about how the way a piece of art should present itself. It's like you have nothing to do with the creative process.
Yeah. The worst thing to happen to art in the past century has been quote-unquote fandoms, as they would call themselves. Like people who essentially become... very obsessive fans and create own stories in their heads and, ships where you think that 2 characters should be together even though there's no reason and they're not together in the art. But in your mind, they're secretly together, which is part of what this was born out of. It was born out of like, 2 of the characters are in a relationship together. 2 of the like kids are in a relationship together, and it's like, well, no, they're not, and there's nothing in the art to suggest that they are. It's just that you think they should be in your mind.
I think we've struggled with endings
for
crazy. 20 or 30 years now. You sound a little crazy.
I sound completely insane. I know.
You sound crazy if you haven't seen all the stuff on the internet.
Yeah, if you're not online 23 and a half hours
bizarre.
a day, I sound insane.
I really do.
Funny.
I haven't looked into it, but I feel like that whole fandom thing kind of got kicked off by my fellow Star Wars fans.
Yeah,
where that was one of the early groups of like everything's got to be canon and everything is this, and you overanalyze everything to the point where nothing,
the right kind of fan,
where nothing can ever live up to what you want.
I've said many times that I'm trying to think if there's anything that I'm into like that. Can you think of anything that I'm into like that where I'm like deep diving?
No, because you're
Bigfoot.
Not crazy. You're like well adjusted.
Because like
with it.
that ruined Star Wars for me.
I get you. Yeah.
It was the Carl Middlemanization of Star Wars.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code RAIN to get up to a $5 per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code RAIN to get up to a $5 per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code RAIN.
Nominations for the 2026 Women of Achievement are now open. The St. Louis Area Award is the oldest ongoing program in the area whose sole mission is to honor and recognize the volunteer service and volunteer leadership of women. If you know an outstanding volunteer in the St. Louis metropolitan area, or if you are one, Women of Achievement wants to hear from you. Nominations, including self-nominations, may be submitted now through January 11th. Head to KMOX.com for more information.
When you're injured on the job, you need more than just a workers' comp lawyer. When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. For the people. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
I like this song, Dave.
I love this song. It's all the guys from Boston except for the D head, Tom Schultz. So it's Brad, it's Sib, and Barry Goudreau. Very cool.
Who is it?
Barry Goudreau.
Barry Goudreau is the...
No, that's the band called.
Barry Goudreau.
Oh.
We could have done this for
hours.
I
gotcha. We had a little Abbott Costello thing going there. I'm like, who's that?
Who's on guitar? Barry Goudreau.
Because I would just have said that's Boston.
Yeah. Yep.
It's Boston minus that jerk.
That jerk.
Very good.
Row. So I thought this was kind of interesting. The CEO of Tubi, a young woman, had a quote, and it was basically, "Oh, now I get it. No one knows what they're doing." And I thought that was really interesting.
No one knows what Tubi is. What is Tubi?
Yeah, what's a Tubi?
Tubi is the
to
free
be or not to be.
It's the free movie service that has all those like weird movies on it.
All the Chachi movies.
I don't know what that is, but like I don't watch those.
Scott
wants to
Baio.
watch.
Chachi was what he was in what is that? What is that stupid show?
Happy Days.
Happy Days.
Oh yeah. So essentially, yeah, like all the movies that like
the Kevin Sorbo movies.
Yeah, like very very low budget, very not good movies, you know. But there's some they have some real movies too.
Do you agree with her that overall people don't know what they're doing?
Yes, absolutely. None of us have any idea what we're doing. That is like the number one thing that I have come to realize as an adult is that everyone, how often, and you and Kevin might not know this so much. Rachel knows a little bit more about it, but like just in our beloved company here, every 2 weeks there's a new mandate that comes down for we should be doing things this way. Now we got to try doing stuff. We're going to change up the way that we name things. We're going to change up the way that we do descriptions and titles and stuff. Because all it is we are just throwing it at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
Hope you get lucky.
And maybe that'll make the numbers go up and it goes, hey, that's pretty cool. The numbers went up. That must have worked. But we don't know if it will or not. And if it doesn't work, then we come up with something else. We throw something else at the wall and see if it sticks. So I cannot help but think that is the way that it is in everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it is. We don't know what we're doing. We're all just fumbling around in the dark trying to keep our jobs.
Brian says now we're talking about Tubi theories.
And that's called Tubi theory.
Yeah, the Tubi theory is when no one knows what your company is, but then you get publicity by talking about that.
Funny.
Did it say what her name was? Is her last name Tubi?
Her name's
Terry Tubi.
It's Ruby Tubi.
Tubi slippers.
Now, I've never watched Tubi, but for some reason I was really familiar with it.
You have it. I'm sure. I mean, I think it's like on every smart TV.
Oh.
It's on every Roku. Like already. It's like a free app. You can just watch it on your phone or whatever.
You should look into that. You guys are always watching weird movies.
Yeah, but those are the ones on YouTube.
I think there is no difference between you
That's
coming in
false.
and being like, we watched Dr. Dolittle with Robert Downey Jr.
I have no defense. That's the sad part.
and coming in and watching we watched my husband's jilted sister's lover 7.
I don't watch that crap. I watch
on
like
Tubi.
stuff from the 80s that no one's heard of. And then also like Zoolander.
Looking up Tubi movies just because I like saying it.
Tubi.
There should be a name, for the sensation that we all have now of the barrier to entry on any piece of entertainment, even free, because you just can't face it. Like, I've never watched Breaking Bad. Everyone in my life is on my ass. You have to watch Breaking Bad. The way I was on Skip about watching The Sopranos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me for that kind of commitment.
What is it about that? Is it the amount of episodes? Like it's a lot of seasons?
Yes, but I'm the same way about movies. I don't know if you guys are like this, but like on Netflix, I'll see like, oh, yeah, there's that movie from 5 years ago I never watched. And I will watch the opening scene and go, not today.
They're just so long.
I'm not trying to... I do think TikTok probably has a huge part to play in that, honestly. I think we're all getting very addicted to short form content, and it's becoming difficult to focus on other things. Like people make the
I feel
joke
it in my brain.
Yeah, no, it's the kind we have to start weaning ourselves off of this type of thing. It is not good for our brains to only want to consume 30 seconds worth of content at a time.
Yeah, remember I bought that book about the Native American vampire, and I read 5 chapters, really enjoying it, and then it got to the point where I'm like, can someone just kick me in the balls? I mean, I'd rather do that than read this book.
We are getting addicted to like the shorter form, and like when it comes to like watching a show or something, a lot of times it'll be 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh yeah, we should watch an episode of Fallout or whatever, and then it's like, but then it'll be 9 o'clock. And I'm that much closer to having to go to bed. It's like, well, what else am I going to be doing with that time? Nothing. I'm going to watch 100 TikToks, and I'm going to watch the first second of all of them because I just scroll immediately.
Man.
TikTok theory.
Sucks to be you guys.
You're not like that?
Wheeler's like, the short form content energizes me.
I mean, I do both. They're just different. It's all about the vibe.
God, I loathe you. So I remember it was the day after Christmas when Nick was about 15 years old, and he woke me up at about 2 in the morning. My stomach hurts. Let's take some Pepto-Bismol. A couple hours later, my stomach still hurts. We went to the ER. He had an appendicitis, had to have surgery. And at that moment, everything stopped. Nothing mattered to me at all other than my child was, in need of surgery. The simplest kind of surgery, nothing like orthopedic, but still it's your child going under general anesthetic. So if your child should go down during a soccer game and be uncontrollably crying because they may have ripped an ACL or an MCL, or it could be you. If you need a really great orthopedic surgeon who's also a really great person, Corey's very cool. A little bit of a goofball even. He's like a funny, affable guy. He's going to make you feel comfortable. He is with the Midwest Orthopedic and Spine Specialist. You can call him at 636-231-5881 or Solman, that's SOLMAN, SolmanOrthopedics.com.
It is such a magnificent time of year. Yes, that's right. The playoffs are here, and FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every college playoff game day. So what that means is you're going to get more chances to level up your picks and turn big moments into even bigger wins. It's a lot of fun to do. You can ride with the favorite, you can take a shot on the underdog, or you can build a parlay, and then you apply that profit boost, and you can go for even bigger winnings. It is, like I said, a whole lot of fun. FanDuel is the best place to get into the football action all playoff long, and when you win, you're going to get paid instantly. So Visit FanDuel.com/Missouri. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to get your college playoff profit boosts today. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems, call me, Lance Drury in St. Louis, at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Celebrating 100 years of informing and entertaining. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock, we've got sunshine. Right now, 64 degrees downtown at the Arch. Both sides of the aisle are praising the skill of the troops involved in the U.S. military operation that removed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. But there is a sharp divide over the purpose of the mission. Missouri Republican Senator Eric Schmidt argues the operation was a necessary return to protecting America's immediate backyard.
This is a kind of a throwback to a Jacksonian worldview that President Trump has. This is the Monroe Doctrine in action. We care very deeply about what happens in our hemisphere.
However, Illinois Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth says the America First slogan rings hollow when resources are being spent on foreign regime change.
Please tell me how he's making America great again when those costs for everyday Americans are skyrocketing because of his policies. Tell me how he's making America great again.
It's a big deal. The U.S. Figure Skating Championships get underway tomorrow at Enterprise Center.
Not just the nation's greatest skaters, but the world's greatest skaters. We've got the U.S. right now has 3 of the 4 reigning world champions. So, you know, you're going to be there. This is as close to the Olympic Games as you're going to get unless you're going over to Milan.
Mark Schreiber with the St. Louis Sports Commission says there are still some tickets available. There's a special event Sunday when the U.S. Olympic team for men and women will be named, and it airs on NBC, USA, and streams on Peacock. The Kansas City Royals appear to be staying on the Missouri side of the state line, at least for now. Kansas House Speaker Dan Hawkins confirms the state is no longer pursuing the team after the Royals let a funding offer expire on New Year's Day. While the Chiefs accepted the Star Bond deal 2 weeks ago to move to Kansas, the Royals ignored that deadline.
We put an end to it on December 31. Believe me, I was not kidding when I said that.
The Royals are now deciding between Washington Square Park near Union Station and the East Village near City Hall. Ownership reportedly favors the Union Station site because it sits directly on the KC streetcar line. Missouri is a month into sports betting. Mike Lira is executive director of the Missouri Gaming Commission.
It was estimated that there were $73 million wagered in the first week alone.
How does that compare with openings in other states?
We've looked at other states. It was pretty robust by our opinion. We didn't expect that many.
CBS's Stacey Lynn with the warning if you're flying somewhere.
You should never drink coffee or tea on a plane. The Center for Food as Medicine and Longevity analyzed airline water and found concerning levels of bacteria. That means those beverages may not be safe to drink. The researchers also say you shouldn't wash your hands in airplane bathrooms either. They suggest using hand sanitizers instead. But certain airlines did fare better than others. While Delta and Frontier got good grades, American and JetBlue did not. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
The KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers continues to expand through acquisition. This time it's Matthews Tire with 7 locations across northeast Wisconsin. Last fall, Dobbs took over 34 stores, increasing its presence in the Chicago area, Detroit, Columbus, Ohio, Minneapolis, Pittsburgh, and Green Bay. The Business Journal reports that Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers employs over 1,200 workers, now over 8 states. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now. To Stifel we go, and Scott Bedell. Scott?
Good afternoon, Michael. Hello, everyone. Major stock indices continued to rocket higher in the new year, with the Dow Industrials crossing the 49,000 threshold for the first time ever. At the close, the Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped another 484 points, or just about 1%, to 49,462. The Standard & Poor's 500 index higher by 0.2% at 6,944, while NASDAQ gained 0.2% to 23,547. Closer to home, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index added 0.75% to 1,642. Checking on some stocks of local interest, Energizer higher by 5.5% at $20.19. Caleres also up by 5.5% at $13.08. Stifel Financial added 0.25% at $133.22. On the downside, Reinsurance Group of America fell 1.33% to $201.92. And finally, Cass Financial lost 1.25%. They closed at $40.67. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
Crash on 44 East at Park Avenue. Vehicle fire 170 North at St. Charles Rock Road. Getting that out. Stalled vehicle 70 East at Lindbergh in the right lane.
It's a good-looking Tuesday afternoon for early January. Partly to mostly sunny skies. Really have to call it nice. Well above average temperatures, but no records. 62 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, nice evening, but temperatures drop off quickly, and 39 for the low. On Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, 59 degrees. Clouds take over Wednesday night. Thursday, periods of rain, 59 degrees, and that rain will come to an end late Thursday evening. The cold air doesn't come in until the weekend, and even then it's nothing extreme. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Right now we've got sunshine. It is 63 degrees downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DG Ask 1041 FM KMOX, a few minutes past 3 p.m. Brad Young was with us yesterday talking about the Maduro stuff, and he joins us for his normal weekly hit today. Hello, Brad.
Hey, Dave.
I am going to throw you a bit of a curveball. Before we get to the stories that you sent, Andrew, today's the 5th anniversary of January 6th. We talked about it a little bit. And then on the break, Wheeler showed me where the White House has put out like a new timeline, basically.
We could call it an alternate history.
An alternate history of January 6th. And I don't know that you and I have talked much about January 6th at all, but comment, if you will, on the 5th anniversary. Take it anywhere you want.
Well, there's two different angles. There's the legal angle and there's the political angle. On the legal angle, people were saying that Trump committed a crime by inciting a riot. And I broke all that down at the time and in the years since then here on KMOX, talking about that the Supreme Court has a very, very high standard when it comes to preventing speech or convicting someone based upon their speech. And even though a riot ensued, if you look at the words that Trump used, at no point did he use anything other than political rhetoric. We've got to fight for our rights. We have to fight for this or fight for that. Well, that's typical political rhetoric. At no time did he say, I want you to go storm the Capitol, create destruction and havoc, and create as much chaos as you can. I mean, he didn't say that. And that's basically the standard that you would have to use to convict him. So I disagreed with all of the calls for him to be prosecuted. Politically, I think it was a disaster for Republicans. It certainly tarnished the brand. It made Republicans look like that they were in favor of rioting, when in fact, up to that point and several times since then, one could argue that the Democrats were in favor of rioting, whether that was all the riots that occurred in Minneapolis or Michael Brown riots. Those were all people who were left or very progressive left. And I think politically, Republicans lost ground by basically stating for the MAGA group that we're no different than the opposition. And that was an opportunity to stand in opposition to the opposition and say, we don't want to create change by riots. We want to create change by dialogue and by creating a better society. And I think they just lost an enormous opportunity by the January 6th riots.
What do you think of them going back and revisiting and trying to rewrite the history of it? To me, having pulled my own January 6th in my life, kind of stuff, I would just let that stuff die.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, in West Frankfort, my junior year in high school, I staged a walkout with with a bunch of students. And I don't really want to bring that up again. I wasn't really proud of that. But by bringing it up and trying to create this false narrative, or what was the phrase, alternative facts when it comes to January 6th, by bringing that up, you're just reminding people of the stupid stuff that was done on January 6th. And it would be better just to let it go than dredge it all up again and remind people how idiotic that entire event was.
And Wheels, you said Josh Hawley's having kind of a difficult day today?
I don't know if he's having a difficult day. There was a post that he put. Somebody asked him, Brad, about whether he was going to be greeting some of the January 6th defendants that were pardoned. And he said, my longstanding position is if you're violent, you should go to prison, which I think, most of us would probably agree with. And the comments after that are just killing him. Just, it's all like videos of him running from the Capitol or whatever. It's just a fascinating thing. And he said, what I think is just the most basic thing. If you act out violently, you go to jail. And now he's getting killed for that.
Yeah, and if you look at the prosecutions that occurred after January 6th, I had a big problem with a lot of those prosecutions, because people who just walked into the Capitol building and were looking around with big doe eyes, they were prosecuted for that. And there's a lot of videos showing that the police were opening the doors and they didn't know what was going on. And I did not agree that so many of those people should have been prosecuted. Mm-hmm. Now, anyone that did violence, break windows, try to break into doors, the famous guy wearing the Viking antlers, he was represented actually by an attorney, Al Watkins, right here in St. Louis. Those guys should have and did go to jail, and that was certainly proper.
From January 6th to the McRib.
What a transition.
A natural transition.
Well, I guess one could say that's a nutritional riot, but the McRib, there's a lawsuit, and a lot of these lawsuits are filed. They're filed all the time, but I find them fascinating because they're basically class action lawsuits designed to get attorney's fees. That's really all the entire point. And this one has been filed up in Northern Illinois that alleges the McRib, they're suing McDonald's for misleading advertising, false advertising, fraudulent omission and concealment, and negligent misrepresentation, because they claim that McDonald's advertises that their McRib sandwiches contain quote, actual pork rib meat, unquote, when allegedly it doesn't. We all know that's extruded. We know that's not there's no part of the pig that looks like a McRib, okay? They're like the meat version of Pringles, okay? They're just squirted out of a machine. Everybody knows that. Plus, if you're eating a McRib, are you really eating it for some kind of nutritional value? Of course not. McDonald's claims that it's just different pork bits and parts that are done in a solution and then extruded and cooked. And so I don't see that there's any merit to this, but it does highlight this idea that a lot of plaintiffs' law firms will file these class action lawsuits where they get a $15 million settlement, and everybody who has ever bought a McRib, gets a $1 off coupon at McDonald's, and the lawyers sock away $15 million in fees. That's really what these are all about.
You just unlocked a memory of mine, Brad. You and I and Wheels will remember this. Maybe Rach and Andrew, but remember the McDonald's money that you would get like at Christmas?
Yes,
like in your Christmas stocking.
That was a long time ago. That was
I got them.
In the 80s, maybe 90s.
Yep, it was 80s.
70s.
I got them in high school.
Yeah,
80s. Yep.
Did you guys have those, Rach?
Man, it's ringing a bell, but I could be thinking of something else.
Yeah.
What were they called?
I thought were they McBucks or something like McBucks, I think, but I could be mistaken.
They were pretty cool. Like back then, you could get $1 and it would mean something. Like you could get a meal at McDonald's for the $1.
I mean,
so.
you could at least get a couple burgers.
Yeah, and Friday night you're out and about. That was a great way to stop in there and spend some money, because it was like Monopoly money, but you were getting something for it. It was very good,
dude. We growing up where I did, which was pretty similar to the way you grew up, Brad.
Oh yeah.
We would go cruising, and we'd go cruising the McDonald's.
Yep.
And we had a buddy who worked there, and this is so illegal, just basic theft. But he would say, like, if they made too many hamburgers, they'd have to throw them out. And so he would make too many hamburgers, and then he would double bag them in the trash and put them on top of the trash, and we'd drive by and get them and eat like 30 burgers.
And that was back then. They pre-made everything.
Yes.
They just had them all sitting there on the warmers, and you just grab them as you go. Now it's a little bit more as they're ordered.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you could never get away with that today, because it's all that is counted digitally,
computerized, yeah.
and there's security cameras.
Yeah.
That dude's going to get fired at the least, and they're calling the popo at the worst if that happens.
You said popo.
I did.
The Kansas City Chiefs moving across town or across state line to Kansas. What are the legal ramifications of that?
Well, I was looking at it more from the economic, and the legal angle is that Kansas passed this law, and I went through and went point by point through this, and I don't know that this has been publicly reported or discussed much, but when it comes to this package where the Chiefs are going to move to Kansas, first of all, it's obviously I'm grieving that, but when you look at the money, I think Missouri did the right thing, because this package, the total cost of the stadium and the surrounding parking lots and the practice field is $6 billion. And Kansas is going to cover 60% of that, or about $4 billion. And at that point, the economists have said it's not going to generate any new revenue or inconsequential revenue for the state of Kansas. And yet, we're giving these billion-dollar handouts to corporations, which I look at as no different than welfare. At least with welfare, you say those people might need the money, and billionaires don't need it. But certainly, as I look at what Missouri did, I'm devastated by the fact that we're going to lose the Chiefs to Kansas. But also, I'm actually proud of Missouri to say, you know what, we weren't going to go in and just throw away money to keep them here. And especially when you're looking at about $4 billion, plus Missouri is still stuck with, and this hasn't been reported a lot, but Missouri is going to be stuck with either a $20 million upkeep charge for the existing Arrowhead Stadium per year, or $150 million demolition fee once the Chiefs leave.
And finally, St. Louis sheriff dispute puts weak mayor system to the test.
Yeah, and this is really interesting. We've talked a lot, and I'm not going to go through all the stuff about Sheriff Montgomery, but I was talking to some attorneys actually this morning in court on this very issue, and it really highlights how, and I don't know if people realize this, but both because of state law and the way that the city of St. Louis laws and ordinances are drafted, the mayor is not really, doesn't really have that much power in the city of St. Louis. The very little power, in fact, almost all of the power is vested in the Board of Aldermen. And eventually, when this case shakes out, as I've said on your show and elsewhere, I think it's going to be a situation where the courts rule in favor of the Board of Aldermen having the power to pick and choose the interim sheriff. But in doing so, it just highlights just how little impact the mayor has when it comes to policies for the city, the direction of the city, what the city can and cannot do. Most all of that power is vested in the Board of Aldermen. And that's a distinction because we typically see the executive having the power in other situations, but certainly in the city, that's not the case.
All right, brother. Thank you, Brad. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
First time this year, I get to talk about my friend Mark Cantor at Cantor Injury Law. Mark is a personal injury attorney, a plaintiff's attorney. He is the cream of the crop, and I think you guys might get this. He reads more like a defense attorney because, in general, speaking in big, wide swaths, defense attorneys get the better grades in school, and they're the more dashing and serious, and plaintiffs attorneys, and they're just out there, beating the streets and trying to get some cases, so forth and so on. Mark feels very much like a defense attorney in his persona and in his approach. It's all about integrity. It's all about expertise. He is a bona fide true trial attorney, which is another little dirty secret. 90% of attorneys in St. Louis and abroad who say they're trial attorneys means that they second chaired a trial once, because it's like saying you're SEAL Team 6, right? It's the cool people of the bar. Mark is a trial attorney. He's as much of a trial attorney as you're ever going to find in St. Louis. That's very important because other plaintiffs' attorneys will settle your case in the cheap because they're terrified to get in front of a judge and jury. Mark is not. Bottom line, if you or someone you care about has been injured recently or is in the future, make your first phone call to Mark. He'll jump on it in the first hour. 314-628-9999, CantorInjuryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You know your customers. Ralph likes his coffee black on Fridays, but Mondays he takes a little cream. Jennifer comes in every 3 years when her lease is up to get the newer and better model. And for some reason, pepperoni pizza sells like crazy on Friday nights. Who knew? At Odyssey, we have the expertise to get your media plan done right. With ads like you're hearing right now, to targeted social media campaigns, search engine optimization, and location-based advertising. Advertise with Odyssey and help us grow your business. Visit ads.odyssey.com.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at Amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
This is Coach Josh Schertz of your St. Louis Billikens. On behalf of the St. Louis community, thank you, KMOX, for 100 years of service. Here's the next 100.
Welcome back, DGS 323. You want to hear some television shows that are turning 50 this year?
Yes.
I'm reading these, and
He's like, well, too bad.
They're not that interesting.
Yeah, I bet you would.
In
Well,
Search
let's hear 'em.
of.
I don't know
That's
what that
interesting.
is.
Oh, man, that is the
What a show
that
that was.
launched a million paranormal
Yeah,
people.
that was the earliest one I can remember that was like, not conspiracies, but as much as like Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster.
It was Leonard
and Search-
Nimoy.
Yeah.
Oh, Spock.
Spock.
And it was great. It was like pretty, I mean, it was 50 years ago, so the quality was what it was, but it would be like Loch Ness.
Yeah.
Bigfoot, aliens.
That sounds fun.
How many, there had to be, how many seasons of that?
I bet there weren't as many as we remember.
This says it was on from 76 to 82.
All right, so that's
Pretty long.
probably quite a few. So, like as an example, the very first ever was In Search of Other Voices, which examined experiments that show the possibility that plants respond to people's thoughts.
What a weird one to start with.
In Search of Strange Visitors, and it went on to, I don't know whether there were people that visited some house like thousands of years ago, but it was like aliens and
it was great.
Bermuda Triangle. Like it's all that stuff that we now have all these great communities around.
Other shows turning 50, The Captain and Tennille.
Oh, for God's sake.
You even know who that is, Rach?
I've heard of it. Was it like a Sonny and Cher type thing?
It was. Yeah.
They were what?
Married couple.
But it was like they were like the Carpenters or something, right? Like they were they were like married, but they were a music act, or was it a TV show?
It was, they started as a music act. I think they had a couple of hits, like I think Muskrat Love was one of theirs.
Yeah,
And,
it was.
But
Muskrat Love.
They did a television show, and the whole joke was the captain never spoke.
No.
And always wore a douchey captain's hat. And then Tennille was very outgoing and, you know.
The pretty one.
And the captain had the eye thing.
Eye thing.
The what?
Yeah, didn't he have like a disorder where his pupils were enormous, so in every picture you see
He
it
looks crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
How do you know more about the captain than I do?
Because this went semi-viral a couple of months ago.
Wow.
Somebody saw a picture of the captain and Tennille, and they were like, "Oh my God, who are these people?"
I just recently, I'm trying to find the picture that my buddy sent me a T-shirt that said "I'm the captain," like he had like his shirt and that hat, and I posed for it. I got to find this picture.
The Bionic Woman. I loved that.
No.
The Gong Show.
Loved that show so much. You know, Chuck Barris was a spy.
I know the story. I know the story.
I'm not sure he really was, but that movie was good.
The Muppet Show, Three's Company, and Family Feud.
I loved Three's Company irrationally as a kid.
That is shocking.
Like as a teenager, like, you know, it was just like it was
bunch
funny.
of hot chicks.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was that, but like it was funny.
I wasn't allowed to watch it because Jack's character was pretending to be gay.
Yeah.
And just the fact that he was pretending to be gay, I couldn't watch it.
I bet that show's still funny.
It was good writing.
Because the Ropers were hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Jack was really funny. In fact, I just thought John Ritter was funny in general.
Yeah.
He wasn't like creeping on the girls.
No, they were just friends. They were all just, they were
I
all
was
buddies.
Say, if he's using that as like, oh, don't worry, baby, I'm gay. Like that's
no.
That's
That
not
was
cool,
it was to fool the landlords.
But let's not act like that storyline couldn't have been done.
Well, yeah, that's why I asked.
In the 70s, it could have been.
Yeah.
But it was done so that they were fooling the landlords into thinking that they weren't all getting together.
Oh, so the girls knew.
Yes.
The girls were buddies, and he dated like tens of thousands of other ladies. He was a ladies' man.
Ladies' man.
But then he always had
tens of
10 that he
thousands
wasn't.
of other ladies.
I don't know. It's like every episode.
It's like Wilt Chamberlain.
You know what it was? It was a lot like Charlie Sheen in Two Men and a whatever it was.
2.5.
Yeah. Just a baby.
For 100 years, you've welcomed KMOX into your cars, your kitchens, and your daily routines.
You've trusted us through breaking news, championship celebrations, and the stories that shaped our city.
You've listened during moments of joy and leaned on us when times were uncertain.
From overnight shifts to early mornings, from one generation to the next, you've made KMOX part of your life.
From everyone at KMOX, thank you, St. Louis, for 100 unforgettable years.
KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Because we have lawyers in all 50 states, I see lots of lawyers' ads. Most seem to be bragging on results, but are they true or misleading? For example, in some cases, a firm may try a case even though the at-fault party has no lawyer, then brag in the ad about their results. My son Matt got one for nearly $50 million, but we never collected one dime. Some lawyers may say they got a result even though they were sitting second chair at a firm like mine, and even though they had little to do with it. Happens all the time. All that glitters is not gold. At Morgan & Morgan, our results are real. Visit forthepeople.com and go to settlements and verdicts to see for yourself what your case may be worth before you hire a law firm. Do your homework. Fact check. It's easy and too important not to. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, St. Louis City SC fans, mark your calendars now. The Boys in Red return to Energizer Park to kick off Season 4 Saturday, February 21st. And you could be there for the dawn of a new golden era of St. Louis soccer. Go to stlcitysc.com/tickets and reserve your seat now for the MLS home opener versus Charlotte FC. Limited quantities remain. See you soon, St. Louis.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, mostly just slow going out there this afternoon. Definitely busier than yesterday, but not bad. Northbound 170, slow scutter up to Airport Road. South 170 from Olive pretty much all the way just down to 64. You're kind of dragging your feet. Westbound 70, 94 to Zumbel, TR Hughes Decay, the slowest parts there. And again, there's slowdowns, not jams. Westbound 64 does back up at Hampton, but just to about Clayton Skinker. Then it's slow Clayton Warson all the way to 270 and Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to Highway 70. After that, South 270, 364 down to Clayton Road, Manchester to Doherty Ferry, 44 to Tesson Ferry. Those are all busy stretches as well. Southbound 55, south of Arsenal through Bates, but it looks good in Jeffcone. We have that road work going on in the right lanes, eastbound 44 between Kings Highway and Grand. That is back up eastbound 44 from about Hampton into that work zone. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
It's men's Billikens basketball action Wednesday night as they face VCU. Pregame 5:45, tip at 6 on your home for Billikens basketball. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 332. Dave Murray joins us from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Desk. Hello, Dave.
Hello there.
What's up in Laguna?
Nothing. It's kind of a cloudy day, a little chilly.
How big is Laguna?
How many people?
Is it like a Belleville kind of thing?
No, it's going to be more like... That's a great question. I don't know.
The internet
no,
says...
it's smaller. Yeah, go ahead. You got the stats.
You got it.
As of 2024, a population of 22,000.
Okay, I was going to be right around that number. And
Dave,
we have like 6 million tourists a year.
Yeah.
Dave, did you ever see the MTV reality television show Laguna Beach?
No, never have.
I love that show.
Dave's in the background of all the shots.
Don't believe it. Don't believe it anyway.
So that was big when I was in high school. And a couple years ago, I bought it on Amazon and I watched the whole first season. And I'm like, this is really silly that I'm doing this. But I also felt like I was in high school again watching it. So it was really fun. Love that show.
Great show.
We should do the Sweet 16 for the best reality shows.
Okay. We'll do it right now. I've got 16 of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Rachel's list would be 16, and then I feel like the rest of us would have like the same 5.
Probably. Boy, you're going to go to 5. I would say like maybe 1 or 2.
Maureen and Phoebe watch them all the time together.
Yeah.
Like Love Island is big. Bree watches it too, and they're just always speaking the language that twins teach each other. Like, none of it makes any sense. Give me your best and worst of all time.
Best of all time is Vanderpump Rules on Bravo.
Okay.
Best of all time. Worst I've seen, I mean, that's tough. There's a lot that I just can't get into. This will make people mad.
Yeah.
This is just my personal opinion. I know it's beloved. But like Big Brother, Trish was like, you got to watch Big Brother. Watch Big Brother with me this season. And I tried, and it was like, there were just too many seasons ahead of that I didn't necessarily have to know what was going on, but I felt left out. And I felt like I was joining a party and everyone had been like, frolicking for a long time. I was like, meh, probably not.
Trish is still mad at me about Survivor.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame her.
Trish Gazelle loves Survivor. And she was just getting ready to start the new season. We had the champion on. And so she got in her car to go to the dentist or something. She popped on DGS. And I'm like, please welcome this year's champion. And she texts me. She's like, oh, F you. I'm so.
Did you say, I'm just a baby?
I'm just a baby.
Baby.
I shouldn't say Big Brother's the worst. That's just one I tried to watch and couldn't get into.
I'm telling you, man, when Survivor first came out, which would have been 2000, somewhere around there, we would get together with Debbie and Rick, our best couples friends, and barbecue and sit on the couch and watch it together like it was appointment television.
I enjoyed that show for the first few seasons, and then I realized every season's the same as the last one.
Yeah. I'm a fan of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, and Senior Bachelorette or whatever that's called.
The Golden Bachelor.
Golden Bachelor, that's right.
Man, that guy was a real piece of work, wasn't he? At the end of the day, he was like,
man.
well, the newest one is like, I'm not dating anybody under 60 or under,
right,
or like he's 60 and he wants to be 50.
I wanted to kick that guy's butt. I mean, it's like, come on, you're just a clown.
Dave's like, let me tell you about my dad.
I love the Golden Bachelor.
I'll tell you what, I used to love The Bachelor when I was younger, and now I watch it, and everyone is like 15 years younger than me. I'm like, you are too young to be on this show, young lady. Go home. Go study at college. You do not need to be worried about this man.
Mitch chimed in. He says, is Dave Murray ever going to be on The Golden Bachelor? What about you, Dave Glover?
Dave and I can be on together.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be a different kind of bachelor.
Dave Murray's like, I'm the married bachelor.
I love
Good times. Good times with Dave and Dave.
Oh, and I think you should leave the episode where they're on The Bachelor.
Yeah.
He's just there for the...
I feel like you are only here for the zip line.
Are you sure?
Tony said your face looks like a clock. I didn't say
Just
that.
all the footage of him ziplining in his sun rash guard.
Dave, have you watched any of that on Netflix? I think you should leave. It's a sketch comedy with you. Watch it for me. Do me a favor. Watch one episode.
Okay.
You're gonna love it or hate it, but I think you're gonna love it.
Okay.
It's my favorite show in probably 10 years. Really,
You know,
really
after
funny.
we're done watching Jeopardy and Family Feud, it's like bedtime.
There you go. Yeah,
Putting the golden and golden match.
we just did the shows that turned 50 years old, and Family Feud was one of them. 50
Yeah,
years ago.
Yeah.
Boy,
I
my
do
mom
enjoy it. I do still enjoy it.
My mom hated Richard Dawson.
Oh.
She thought he thinks
He
he's
was a
so
ladies' man.
much kissing all those women.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he needed to chill with that.
Yeah,
I don't
can
know,
you
they all
imagine
seem
that
cool with
today?
it.
Well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but didn't he kiss like teens as well?
Oh, I'm sure he did.
He didn't seem to have a lot of
He didn't seem to have
lot of
much
strictures.
Yeah.
What a weird
Back
time
in the
we grew
day.
up in, man.
Yeah.
I might be thinking of Fergie Olver.
Who the
He
hell's Fergie
hosted a
Olver?
show called Just Like Mom, a Canadian game show. Because I Googled like Richard Dawson kissing kids.
Richard Dawson kissing
Something
children
else came up.
There
and
you go.
teens.
Listen. So we found out. So Richard Dawson, the kissing thing, started as a way to calm nervous, as this says, nervous women, but grew into his signature move.
Nervous women love when you just
Eventually
slam one on them.
causing network concern and complaints.
I'm going to go out on a limb and speak for all women and say,
Don't do that.
kiss us if you think we're nervous. That's not going to calm the nerves.
Let's see
If
here.
you think we're scared, don't.
Yeah, like I feel so much better now
So-
that old man gave me a big old smooch on TV.
Come here, toots.
Apparently, that didn't stop until 1994.
See, my mom was a modern woman. She was
Yes,
against it.
Yeah.
good for her.
She didn't like it.
You know, that's the crazy thing, though, is at that time, it was not weird. You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
probably right.
nobody
You're
was
probably
like,
right.
this guy's a creeper.
It wasn't Me Too weird,
Right.
but
right.
it was like it's what got the show attention.
Yeah,
Right,
if they got
right.
complaints if they got network complaints, we're not the only people with hindsight going, that's a little weird. That means there were people at the time going like, I
Yeah,
don't like how he's
I'm-
kissing them kids.
Yeah, I think the women, like a lot of the women, probably didn't love what was happening. They just maybe didn't feel comfortable
And then their husbands would just
spurning him on
kiss him, and then
television.
they'd feel much better.
How about this, though? I found a story from 2023 from Entertainment Weekly that said that contestants used to, quote, undergo a mouth test with a magnifying glass from medical staff before the show.
Looking for like canker sores.
For anything that could that
Hey,
that
man.
Richard could get from kissing someone.
Anything
Andrew
that's
would
going to
be
get in the
great
way
at
of
that.
this kiss, we
That's
gotta
great.
we gotta figure that out.
And everybody just went along with it. They're like,
Everybody's
here,
well,
My mom was against that, but there was this television personality, Dave. You may remember. I think his name was Gary Collins.
Oh, yeah.
Blonde
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
good-looking dude. He had like
Yeah.
PM magazine or something like that.
Something like that.
He
yeah.
came to Alton Square one time and did a remote, and there were, I don't know, 100 women, and my mom and dad and I are standing in the back, and Gary came out. My mother went ape crap, and she shoved her way all the way to the front and was like reaching her hands out and stuff. And I remember looking at my dad. He's just like, "Don't look at me, don't look at me." That's her free pass. So she's taking her shot. It really like affected me though. I'm like,
that's her
Obviously.
hall pass.
like, dude,
really control yourself.
take it easy.
He's pretty good. I'm looking up a picture just now because I didn't know him. He's a pretty good looking dude.
Not when your mom's going after him.
No,
he's not.
I
You and
get you.
Dave's
I
mom.
get you. I get you.
And Dad
You and
said,
Dave's
yeah,
mom,
it's okay.
Kevin.
He had a little Robert Redford thing going.
See, I could have been raised in that sweet Gary Collins money. Dad, I got bad news for you.
Good news is we're in the Collins cash.
He would have been fine though because he was in love with all the women from Hee Haw.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
Gary Collins was?
my dad was.
Oh, your dad was. I'm like,
I'm like,
you know
maybe
that?
you don't.
You know what? I
Well, I
can
followed up
understand
with him
that.
a few years later to see what could have been.
Understand that.
the ladies.
I mean,
Gary,
as
what
a
if you were my
kid,
father?
Didn't you enjoy Hee Haw?
Oh yeah, it
I
was
was pretty little.
it was just dad jokes and boobs.
Oh my goodness.
Did you Google Hee Haw Women?
Just the show, the cast, and I'm like, I didn't know. I never got the show. Like, I saw it on. My dad laughed at it, but it was like I was 7 or whatever.
Right.
You'll be streaming it all night long.
Hee-haw!
I'm telling you, man, what a time to go through puberty. Like The Love Boat and Fantasy Island and Battle of the Network Stars. Made it easy.
Wait, Kathy Lee Gifford was
Yeah,
on?
I mean, you could argue it's
Made it
even
easy
easier
for
now.
what?
Right.
I don't know. I really don't know.
I do.
Yeah.
I feel
I was there.
I feel like the 70s were hornier than today.
I mean, Battle
okay,
of the Network
so-
Stars would back you up.
Mainstream, that might be true. It might be true that
What kind of-
they were mainstream hornier, right?
What kind of effed up stuff are you talking about?
I just mean like now you just Google the word boobs and you can see boobs all day.
Go ahead and do it.
You know what I mean? Like, it's 47 tabs right now open on the phone, but
Not on
it's
the work computer, though.
and on the on the streaming computer, screen share. But yeah, I think it's like you don't really see it like that on television like you used to.
Yeah.
Because now it's confined to like, the dirty corners of the internet
Yeah.
where it
Remember
belongs.
when Nick was about 12, his mom called me and said, hey, I was just checking Nick's computer, I guess her computer, because his cousin Andrew had been over spending the night, and they looked up some bad stuff. And so I'm bracing myself because he's a Glover. And I'm like, what? Where did he go? And she goes, well, he went to BrazilianBabes.com. I'm like, we're going to be fine. Trust me, this could have been so much worse.
Oh, man. Yeah.
This is really funny.
Yeah, I was holding my breath on that one. Find out who my son was
I
going to
feel
be.
like babes is such like a wholesome way of putting it.
It really is.
Implies that they're like, who's the prettiest girls in the world? They're from Brazil. Okay, well,
Yeah.
that leads me to.
Yeah, like babes is such a sweet way to refer to them.
Yes.
Compared to so much of what we see now.
Yes.
The problem is Nick came to Dad and said, a few years later, and said, can we go to Brazil?
Dave said,
I always
"Son,
wanted
I
to try
thought
one
you
of those
never asked."
steakhouses.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to go to Brazil. I don't know why.
Oh, it's funny. One time, really early on in my career, I was doing lives for Spectrum, and the bill came in, and it seemed way too high. And I'm not this guy, and this should teach me why I never do this. But I called Spectrum, get this, Wheels, and I'm like, hey, I just had a question about my bill. It's normally $50 and it was $78, whatever. And the guy was super, super friendly and all this stuff. And I, of course, name dropped. I'm like, I'm doing lives for you guys and we're like in business together. And he's like, okay, let me take a look here, Mr. Glover. Looks like on February 10th, you rented Amateurs 5. And so he starts rattling off this porn. And I'm just like, oh, my God. The one time that I decide to complain and he's got me dead to rights, I'm just like, I think we're fine. In fact, add $100 onto the bill, please.
Forget I called.
Pretend this never happened. Well, let's do a little weather.
All righty. 67 today. Really warm again. No records, not even close, but obviously above average. 61 tomorrow. We have a weak little cool front, dry front coming by tonight, but still a nice day. Plenty of sunshine. Southwestern low pressure system starts to come at us Wednesday night. Wednesday night is dry, but the clouds take over, 45. Thursday still looking wet. Periods of rain, and it's all rain. A little windy, 62. Rain ends by about midnight Thursday night. Friday, a little stronger cold front, though not much moisture comes at us. A lot of clouds around Friday, a little peekaboo sun, 56. Maybe a shower or two, rain shower Friday night. The weekend is cooler, colder, 46 Saturday, 37 on Sunday. Sunday will be the coldest of the weekend, obviously, but I think we're close to 50 come Monday again. There's no snowstorms in sight.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're out of time. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
All righty.
Tell you guys about Michael's Baths, and this is my first live for him this year. He did great in 2025. I mean, he absolutely killed it, and I think it's for a couple reasons. One, he's really fortunate that he is in a business with national companies like Bath Fitter and 3 Day Kitchen and Bath, and I can very quickly, through shorthand, tell you what he does by referencing those companies. That's basically the same thing. He does bathroom remodel. Difference is he is not just not national, he's not even regional, he's local. Local guy that's been doing it for 30 years, has about 10 crews that he put together and trained to do it his way. He's usually about 50% less than the national companies, but better. He will bring their products to your home. He'll bring his own products to your home. Everyone from the DGS who has talked to Mike has just been super, super impressed with him. Dozens of people have done remodels now, so it's been very, very successful. If you are interested, also, if you're a disabled veteran, you can get this bathroom remodel for no money out of your pocket through a VA benefit. Call Mike at 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Traffic from the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
Well, if you're traveling home on westbound 70, there's some slow stuff at the city limits. It's a little busy around the airport, Lindbergh to the Rock Road, and both sides of Highway K, sort of approaching K out to Bryan Road, but they're all just slowdowns right now. Southbound 170 is bogged down from Delmar to 64, north 170 from 70 up to Airport Road slow. It bunches up a couple of times on westbound 64 from Kings Highway out to McCausland. It's slow Clayton Warson to 270 and 364 out to Highway 70. Southbound 270 from 364 all the way through Manchester's busy. It's a little slow approaching 44 down to Gravois, and then it opens up. Eastbound 44, you've got delays east of Hampton through Kings Highway due to road work in the right lanes going on there. Southbound 55, south of Arsenal to Bates, there's a little bit of a jam up now, both sides of Highway Z down in Peevely as well. And eastbound 70, a little back up. We have a crash near Tucker around St. Louis Avenue. It's backed up at Salisbury, getting by that. I'm Roger Brand in the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
Winterfest is back for the 10th year in Keener Plaza, now through January 11th. Enjoy Winterfest traditions, including ice skating, s'mores, and igloos underneath 100,000 twinkling lights in the shadow of the Gateway Arch. Grab a bite or drink from downtown favorites and enjoy a family-friendly New Year's Eve fireworks spectacular. Winterfest, hosted by Gateway Arch Park Foundation, presented by Bank of America and Worldwide Technology. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
It's 2026 and it's time to get your home zero resified by calling our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. 3 rooms of carpet cleaned starting at just $119 plus a free hallway, and take 15% off regularly priced services when you mention the KMOX special. ZeroResSTL.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks VapoStick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks VapoStick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Welcome back, DGS 350. Want to do some headlines, Rach?
I would love to. Headlines is brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. We talked a little bit earlier about the White House putting out this timeline for January 6th. I also wanted to bring up the fact that a plaque to honor the officers from January 6th is MIA at the Capitol. It's not on display, although it's required by law that it be on display, and its whereabouts are not publicly known, but people are speculating that it's in storage. House Speaker Mike Johnson has yet to formally unveil the plaque. And the Trump administration's DOJ is seeking to dismiss a police officer's lawsuit, asking that it be displayed as intended.
Saw today, a little while ago, Tom Tillis from North Carolina, Republican from North Carolina, had an image of the plaque standing next to it and goes through and talks about how we need to get this hung up. And we let bad people go amongst the January 6 people that they got. Because they were doing a list of like 33, 34, 35 people who were pardoned who have since been convicted of other violent crimes and things like that. So Tom Tillis at least publicly went out there and said, yeah, we should be hanging this.
Yeah, I mean, the blanket pardon was kind of a lot. I mean, there are a lot of people who did a lot of bad things that day. Do I think there were plenty of people who maybe got caught up and maybe were...
Agreed.
Maybe the hammer came down a little too hard?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that happened. But to go, every single one of you are free now is ridiculous.
Yeah, I would have been cool with just look, anybody that got carried away, all right, fine. You know, free pass. But if you committed violence or you damaged property, you're getting prosecuted.
The Secret Service wants to add 4,000 agents by 2028. And, you know, they're trying to get this done by the time we have another election and the first U.S. Olympics in more than 20 years. The goal is to shore up an agency that is stretched by an expanding protective mission, staff burnout, and a wave of expected retirements. Sounds like it's just the perfect storm, and they really, really need to recruit some people to the Secret Service. And then let's see. California is weighing a one-time 5% tax on billionaires. So they have roughly 255 billionaires in the state of California, and they want to shore up some health and social programs by taxing them 5% once, just on the assets, not on the income of California-based billionaires in 2027. They're saying this could potentially generate tens of billions of dollars. But opponents say this proposal risks driving billionaires out of the state and undermining their tax base. So it'll be interesting to see if that goes through, how that plays out, if it does go through.
I saw who was it? There was somebody. It was a really wealthy person, a billionaire in his own right, I think, who was arguing that we need to change tax codes so that you can't just borrow against your assets and not count it as income. That should be taxed as income. I thought that was a pretty smart way to kind of get around what is a clear loophole.
Mm-hmm. Paul on the stream says, an old friend of mine was an officer on January 6th. He committed suicide not long after. Paul, I am really, really sorry for your loss. That is terrible. Sorry to hear that. One more story, and then we'll go to break here. Wegovy is now available in a pill version, and they're saying this is going to expand the GLP-1 market to people who would be into it, but they don't want to do the shot. And more than 70,000 pharmacies and mail order services will be stocking it.
I think these drugs are fascinating. I've read a lot about them, that they not only curb your cravings for food, they curb your cravings for alcohol and other vices, gambling, things that people have. I'm not sure what it does to your dopamine center, but people are getting off of all sorts of things by taking these drugs.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
Guys, FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of KMOX.